Good morning, CyberGirls. I'm just gonna get myself back in the spotlight.
Morning, ma. Morning, ma.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I can see your beautiful faces, but some people still have their videos off. Please, if you're part of this open day as a cyber girl, please make sure you turn on your video. Our esteemed guest speaker is already here. She came in early. In fact, if we don't learn anything from her, this should be our first lesson. Okay, so everybody, please turn on your cameras. Everybody, turn on your cameras. We have already begun. Great. Everybody, turn on your cameras. Okay, I see all your cyber girls now. Great. I see all your cyber girls. What's happening? I think there's a thing with Kaduna girls going in and out of the meeting. Maybe network issues. Okay, great. So we're going to be starting our meeting first today, of course, with our Cyber Girls pledge, our Cyber Girls mantra. So everyone, please put on your camera and let's say our Cyber Girls mantra really quickly so we can get started. Okay. We are going to say I'm going to say the line, and then you say your answer. You say the same thing, okay? So we just make it orderly. Let's go. 1, 2, ready, go. I am knowledgeable, resilient, and excellent.
I am knowledgeable, resilient, and excellent.
I am a fountain of value and an ardent problem solver.
I am a fountain of value and an ardent problem solver.
I am a voracious learner, so nothing is too difficult for me to master.
I am a conscious learner, so nothing is too difficult to learn.
I am a doer with genius intellect.
I am a doer with genius intellect.
Now, all of us, 1, 2, ready, go. I am a cyber girl. Oh, fantastic, great. So, welcome once again, everyone, to this fantastic open day. I'm so excited for everybody here. We're just going to get started. But first and foremost, before we delve into today, because we're going to take a lot of presentations today, I know every one of you has put in so much effort, regardless of the difficulties we've been facing. You put in so much effort to prepare for this presentation. I just want to prepare everybody's mind, because we can't have more than 3 people that we spotlight, or 3 peer learning groups that we spotlight. I am acknowledging that everybody has done a fantastic work, and you're all winners by your own right. You're all winners, and I celebrate all of you. But then, if for any reason you're not among the top 3 spotlighted groups, just don't take it the hard way, okay? Know that you come back, take the learnings in, and then push further, okay? I want everybody to still be in top spirits like we currently are by the time we're announcing on the group chat, okay? So welcome everyone, but most importantly, please, even if you're not presenting, open up your ears and listen to the girls that are presenting, because you have 1 or 2 things to learn from them, okay? Because this is also an opportunity for you to learn. It's not just about you coming to share what you have. It's also an opportunity to learn in the spirit of what cyber girls being voracious learners. So I'm sure you're going to be in for a great time, and we are going to be very, very strict with our timekeeping so that we can come in here, have a great time, learn a lot, and leave with so much, but right on time. Like we started right on time today, okay? Great. So we are going to get started now with session with our guest speaker. I mean, she is, please, everybody needs to turn on their cameras. I need to see every girl in Adamawa, please. All the Adamawa girls, your cameras are not currently turned on. We want to see you. Okay, so before I introduce our guest speaker, because she's been here, she's been waiting for all of you to come in. So before I introduce our guest speaker, please, everybody turn on your camera quickly. And we received all your questions for Madam Favor. Okay, we received all your questions and we're going to be asking her. I'm sure she's waiting and looking forward to answering all of them. So please turn on your camera so that we can introduce Madam Favor really quickly. Okay. Okay, I see Adamawa girls now. Fantastic. Okay. So, but, okay, Enugu girls, I can't, let me see. So we have Enugu here, we have Kogi here, we have Oyo, we have Adamawa, we have Calabar. Is there any, where's Kaduna? Oh, great. We have Kaduna. Fantastic. So we have everybody in the room there and we can get started. Fantastic. So let me introduce our guest speaker. This woman, I respect her a whole lot too. So she is my unofficial mentor. She's my unofficial mentor. I'm just going to give you her bio because her bio doesn't look like her relaxed smile. Her bio is very, very intimidating. But Mrs. Favor, Femi Oyewole, is going to be our guest for the Meet the Cyber Boss session. So the Meet the Cyber Boss session is designed to give everybody like an opportunity to meet a woman that is doing amazing in the cybersecurity sector. She's leading, taking on very major leadership roles so that you can all learn from her, because in the future, you will be like her. Hopefully, would have a cyber girl here who become, in those leadership positions. Okay, so it's like you having a cheat sheet into the future. That's why we have this Meet the Cyber Boss session. Okay, I want everybody's attention, especially in Kaduna. I want to see all of you. Please pay attention. Ezine, are you the one talking? Ezine, face front. Oh. Okay, so Favor Femi Oyewole is the Group Chief Information Security Officer at Access Bank PLC. Before joining Access Bank as their Group CISO, she was the Group Head Enterprise Risk Management at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, overseeing both the Information Security and the Enterprise Risk Management departments. She is a fellow of the British Computer Society, the Chartered Institute for IT, and also the first female in Africa to be a blockchain certified professional. She's a certified ISO 27001 lead implementer trainer. She's also an alumni of both the Harvard Kennedy School and the Harvard University and Massachusetts Institute of Technology, it's called MIT for short. She's a member of the Cybercrime Advisory Council in Nigeria, with the mandate of implementing cybersecurity for all sectors in Nigeria, the pioneer chair of the Standards and Evaluations Committee. She also holds several IT certifications from organizations such as Microsoft, Cisco, Checkpoint, information security, risk management, and cybersecurity. She's a Cisco certified security professional, a Checkpoint security administrator. She's the first female COVID-5 assessor certified in Africa. Wow. She's also a certified Chief Information Security Officer. She's a certified ISO 27001 lead implementer and lead auditor. She's a certified ISO 22301 lead auditor. She has 22 years of experience in managing all aspects of information technology with vast knowledge in enterprise IT security, information technology, IT governance, information security best practices, cybersecurity, business continuity, and risk management, especially in dynamic, demanding, large environments. Okay. Her diverse background in information technology, enterprise information security, and cybersecurity has made her an outstanding, made her outstanding resolving complex problems in the enterprise. So just to give us a final part of this, Favor has brought global honor and recognition not only to her organization, the country, and the African continent, but to the entire world, as she emerged the first woman in the world to win the Global Certified CISO of the Year 2017 from the EC Council in the USA, and currently as a member of the Global Chief Information Security Officers Advisory Board. She recently emerged as one of top 50 women in cybersecurity in Africa in the year 2020. and she holds a BSc in computer science. She holds 2 master's degrees from University of Nigeria and Nsukka, and she has an MSc in information security for University of Liverpool. So you see, she's also holds a postgraduate diploma in digital business from MIT. So she's very, very, very schooled, long and short of the matter. So you see, her profile is very, very long. She has been building and building and building and building. Please, let's all clap and make welcome Mrs. Favor Femi Oyewole. Quickly, everybody clap, and let's welcome her very warmly in our CyberGirls nature. If you need to scream, scream in excitement, because I'm also very excited. Okay, great. Welcome, Ma.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be with us this morning. I count it a very good privilege. I'm excited already. Being in the midst of girls, I'm always, my heart is usually warm towards having girls, around me. Not because I only have girls as all my children are my biological children, they are all girls. But nevertheless, it's because I've seen girls going beyond and above, setting the standard, breaking the standard, and also setting another one, being a pace setter, competing with the boys and beating them hands down, not because of beauty, not because of their make, but because they have it upstairs, So I am so delighted to be in your midst, and I want to assure us we're going to do we're going to have a great time this morning, and not only are you going to become like me, you're going to be better than me, as you continue. My joy, my expectation, my desire is to see the grace upon me duplicated and multiply in as many people that desire, and to be, so that very soon the name is an household name. Your own name too will become an household name very soon. All the sacrifice and the patience, the doggedness, the perseverance and the patience that it requires, it's just that you need to have self-motivation. I know that I want to appreciate CyberSafe and CyberGirls, for putting this together. This is awesome. It's really amazing, So, and I know that it's going to be it's a very great time to be here with all of you. And I'm sure you're going to have a wonderful time, today. So let's quickly go through our slide. Today is a Meet the Boss, Cyber Boss, fireside chat at the CyberGirls Fellowship. And I want to assure us, like I said, it's going to be a very good one. So let's move to the next page. Okay, I don't need to say this. Madam Confidence has already given you all of you a lowdown of the full short-term profile as I used to give it. So there's really no need to go to this. Let's move to the next page. I'm so excited, and I think she has done a good justice has been done to this, giving you a background of what makes Mrs. Favor to stand out like this. What makes Madam Favor? Some say Madam Favor, some say FFO, some say Mrs. Favor. So I'm just used to all manner of names. But the thing is, what makes me is, it has a lot of components, and the same Favor is a mother, the same Favor is a madam, the same Favor is a daughter of somebody, the same Favor is has different parts that made her to be what she is. So there are domain of interest, because for you girls that are just coming up, you have the reason why this is very, very important and pertinent is because of foundation. There has to be a foundation in your learning. And if you have the right foundation, you are able to stand out from somebody that just dabble into something in the middle of it. So this foundation, in fact, is what much money can give you, because it will go a long way to separate you, to distinct you, to make you to stand out among your contemporaries in life. So it is a privilege for you to be part of this CyberGirls initiative, And I mean, you are just children, girls born in due season. And I want to appeal to you not to abuse, not to misappropriate this golden privilege that you have been given via this initiative. So from my own domain of interest, it cuts across technologies, business, governance, risk, cybersecurity, information risk management, and what have you. But then it didn't just start like this. I didn't get to where I am just like that. It was a process. It was several things that had to be put in place. It was a process of learning, and relearning. And of course, not refusing to give up when you are faced with failure. In this journey, there will be opposition, there will be discouragement, there will be at times failure, but failure now does not mean failures always. You have to go beyond limitation. You have to be able to set the pace by yourself. Sometimes it means being hard on yourself. Sometimes it means being, overlooking some pleasure, refusing to party, to do some of the things that your contemporaries are doing. But you know what? It's all going to pay off at the end of the day because you're doing what you are putting your interest where it matters. Then, of course, the technical proficiency is there. The soft skill is there. You're going to see all this as we move on. I'm not going to really bog you down with all this thing, but this is just like a summary of what makes Mrs. Favor to be what she is today, by the grace of God. Let's move to the next slide. So this niche for small beginning. It's always good for us to connect the dots. The age we are currently in now is even the best age for you people. When we started this career, we don't even have this visibility. Now we are right here in Lagos, and we are connecting to various people in various states at the same time. You can see the power of technology. You can see that a lot of things is changing. We don't have to bring you down to Lagos for you to be part of this kind of learning. That is the power of technology. We were not privileged to start this way. I recall when I was in university, you have to go and fill a form for about once in a week or once in 2 weeks before you'll be allowed to go inside the computer room. And what do you have inside this computer room? Desktop, the kind of desktop that you would not even like to see at this particular point in time. Where you have to carry your 5/1/4 and 3.5 diskettes. You have to, hide it as if you are going to. And the only thing you are going to be able to do there is call Fortran and Kobo. And yet you're so excited that you have been able to touch computer today. And that might not be in the next 1 month again, because you have to go and register until the librarian asks you to come in to go and do your assignment. So that is where we started. And when I started work, I recall, even in a bank, there was just one system that has internet, and everybody has to queue to use that internet, to perhaps check your email. But see where we are now. Right there on your phone, you have a global and a cyber identity. You can do so many things. A lot of things is at your disposal. But what I used to tell the younger one is, now that the technology has brought the world on our doorsteps, there is always also a caution to this, especially for the younger ones. If care is not taken, you will find yourself going to the darker side of the internet, where you don't get any meaningful thing, but rather you get corrupted and you get messed up. Your mind will be eroded with values. But at the same time, when the opportunity of the digital technology that you all have access to now is harnessed in an appropriate manner, you see yourself doing greater things, doing greater work, and also going beyond and above to become all that you are created for. So one thing has helped, trusting in your innermost conviction. Can you hear yours? And you must not despise the days of little beginning. When we started in this journey, it was not looking beautiful like this. It was not even looking glamorous. It was not something that anybody wants to go. As at the time I studied computer science, how many people even thought they can even do anything with computer science? It was not really looking like, an interesting job. But here we are right now. You can do all manner of things is so huge, it's so wide, and it has everything for everyone to take advantage of. So we've seen from the cyber track story, we've also seen ourselves moving in the right direction, and of course, working years in all the in all the various organizations I've worked with. Can we move to the next slide, please? Now, what is cybersecurity today? It involves the protection of computer systems and networks. I recall I tried to talk to the my girls I teach in the senior teams of the church, and I was trying to mentor some of them that have interest in cybersecurity. And somebody was like, "Ma, I'm interested, but I don't even know what is cybersecurity." I just laughed because you know what? It's so simple to understand. Now, if you look at it from the context of protection of computer system, everybody has phone. But how many people understand what it means to securely protect their phone so that their phone is not turned to a botnet, or their phone, they do not have a kind of a jailbreak inside them so that many people have already taken over that phone and they have a record of everything that is going on on that phone. So cybersecurity help you to protect computer system from information disclosure, from theft or damage to the hardware, the software, the electronic data, as well as disruption or misdirection of the services they provide. This is just straight from Wikipedia, just trying to come up from that. But if you're looking at cybersecurity, it comes from the point of you want to identify that 5 key domains. You want to protect, you want to detect, you want to respond, and you want to recover. Now, even looking at what do you want to identify? You want to identify the things that are precious to you, that have digital presence. I'm trying to come down to your level so that you can really understand. Now, for instance, your laptop, if you have a laptop, what are the possible risks that your laptop could face when you plug it into the internet? What are the possible risks? Your email, if some of you have emails, what are the possible risks your email could be exposed to? How do you protect what matters to you that have a digital presence? How do you detect in case something has gone wrong? Then how do you respond? What are the ways, what are the approaches in response when something goes wrong? And how do you recover that thing back so that it does not completely be taken over? We see some people that will open an email. The basic ways of securing their email account, they did not put in place. Before they know it, somebody else has taken over their email and is using their email account to send mails to all their contacts and asking for money or doing all manner of things. Or from that place, that person can even take ownership of your bank account and do some other bad things with it. So that is why we need to know that the information security, cyber security, they all stand on what I call a triad. That is the CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now, if it talks about confidentiality, what do we mean by this? We're ensuring that information disclosure does not take place. That is, people do not have undue access to the information they are not supposed to have access to. For instance, let me look at, many of you are in school. Now, there are some teachers' information that you are not expected to have access to. Is that not correct? I'm sure that is correct. Now, if you have access to that information, that means there is a confidentiality problem somewhere. Now, integrity also ensures information and system state is preserved. Now, let's assume you have a system in your school and everybody's mark is recorded on that system. Now, if somebody is able to get access to that system and mutilate some marks or change people's marks or change, falsify information, that means the integrity of that information is questionable. It's not what it's supposed to be again. Somebody has tampered with the integrity of the information. He has tampered with the integrity of the system. It has been, compromised and breached. So it's not what it's supposed to be again. Now, many of you also have websites for your school. Now, I'm just trying to make it, in a very simple way for you to understand. So availability ensures services are not misdirected or disrupted. Now, if you have a website in your school and a threat actor, a malicious person, decided to deface your website or ensure that people could not gain access to the website is on, is alive, but then people cannot connect to it because somebody has either defaced it or somebody has already attacked it with what we call DDoS, distributed denial of service, so that they cannot have access to the service on that on that system. So if for that one, so what will happen? That there's an availability issue. So you will see many companies, as much as possible, that have digital presence, they fight tooth and nail to ensure confidentiality, integrity, and availability is intact. Let's move on. Now, what are the various career paths in cybersecurity? They're so numerous. And that is why I'm excited that you are being exposed to this. Because you know what? It will give you a lot of opportunity to put your hands in various things, to learn so many areas, and to also master as to progress in life. So we have the information security, we have network security, we have security administration, we have the digital forensic, we have the information assurance, we have the information governance, we have the incident management, we have the penetration testing, database security, application security. I'm sure you'll be saying that, these things are just too much. We have the machine learning, we have the AI, we have the data sciences, we have the predictive algorithm, we have so many things. Artificial neural networks, they are all there. The programming is there. The programming is there, everything is there. So we have all the things that we need to do. To do what? To learn in cybersecurity field. So many things to learn. So many things to do what? To learn about. And there is something for everyone. That is just what I want you to know. Developers is there. Even in the developer world, in the DevOps, there are so many areas, so many languages, blockchain technology, blockchain developers. The world is going to, all those ones are going to determine the robotics engineering. So many areas that you can delve into. So, and that means, you see, there's a lot to learn. So thank God, let me put it that way, that you are starting early. Thank God that you are being exposed to what you are being exposed to now, because it will matter and it will stand you out. Let's continue. So information security, I'm just going to quickly give us some few tips with regard to some of these career paths I've mentioned. So the information security talks about the selection, design, justification, implementation, operations of controls, and management strategies to maintain security, confidentiality, integrity, availability, accountability, non-repudiation, relevant compliance of information system within the context of legislation, regulation, and relevant standard. And we have a lot of standards that information security apply to, from the NIST, also to the CMI, also to the ISO standard. We have quite a number of them. All these are just to give us a framework to ensure that organizations align themselves with, and also to have a proper management strategy in maintaining all these key controls that we have talked about. Now, for information assurance also talked about the protection of integrity, availability, authenticity, non-repudiation, and confidentiality of information and data in storage. We talk about data loss prevention, protecting data in transit, data at rest, and data in motion. So you all these things So the management of risk in a pragmatic and cost-effective manner to ensure stakeholders' confidence. Because every organization is interested in their information assurance, especially at the board level. The information governance. This is the overall governance of all types of information, whether this is a structured data, unstructured data, are produced internally or externally, and also how they are used to support decision making. And that is why we have all this data analytics, security analytics, they use all this analysis, this prediction, data prediction, to make informed decision, business processes, and also to serve customer in a more efficient manner. So digital forensic. Now, things will always go wrong because we are in a digital age. And when things go wrong, someone somewhere wants to find out why things went wrong and what was responsible for it. What are the root causes that make things to go wrong? And that is why we have what we call digital forensic. This is collection, processing, preserving, analysis, and presentation of forensic evidence based on the totaling of findings. For instance, something happened, somebody's system was breached or somebody's account was hijacked. The first thing is you want to take the hard disk of that computer system and you want to subject it to a lot of forensic analysis. You want to find out what happened. For instance, if somebody tried to do fraud or to try to do something on your phone, you can do it. There is mobile forensic too. Even if somebody has deleted something from your phone or something or from your hard disk, by the time you perform forensic, you'll be able to deep dive and have access to the memory. You'll be able to conduct memory analysis. You will know what went wrong. You'll be able to see the parts of what was installed, what was the registry keys that changed, the hardware, the software that was installed, even if it was, the back door that was created in that system, the command and control communication to the attacker site, you'll be able to uncover all this. So digital forensic, and the skill is very, very scarce because it entails a lot of analytics, it entails a lot of being analytical, it entails a lot of technicalities, being able to use some forensic tools and be able to dig out all this evidence. And now digital evidence are being admissible even in courts of law, now even in Nigeria, by reason of the cybersecurity act that was passed. The cybersecurity act that was passed into law. Then, of course, penetration testing. I know some of you have been trying your hands to do some programming, to do some things. Why I continue to say that you are just privileged. Understanding when you code, when you develop a program and you code it with the mindset of security, you are far, far, far better than somebody that has been a developer for 20 years that has no security mindset. Because what is the use of you spending effort, time, month, thinking, coding, programming, and you put it and deploy it into production, and under 1 second, an attacker somewhere, mess up that application. So all your effort has just been messed up. So there are things that penetration testing help organizations to find out the vulnerability through the design and execution, the vulnerability that exists in their system, in their application. Before the bad guys exploit those vulnerabilities, penetration testing help you to discover it by yourself and help you to remediate it and quickly close it. I hope I'm flowing with us. It helps us to be able to identify it. So penetration testing helps us to, through the design and execution of penetration tests, it demonstrates how an adversary can either subvert the organization's security goals or achieve specific adversarial, objectives. So you do that from time to time. Let's move on. So, and of course, the penetration, the vulnerability assessment is also there. Now, what are the basic requirements for success in cybersecurity? My girls, if really you want to do well in this area, there are some key things that you have to look at. Good work habits, Other soft skill, technical skill is not enough, my dears. OS and databases, operating system and databases, network and application, programming and cloud computing. All these are very, very essential. And by this, I'm referring to Windows and Linux or administration, database concepts, having the understanding the nitty-gritty of what connects to what, the subnet, the TCP/IP, the application protocol, common application vulnerabilities, methodical and detail-oriented. You just have to be somebody that understands what documentation is. You also have to have that tenacity, that self-motivation, that, that I can ability, that attitude of I can and I will, that I am all out to make this, and I'm a cyber girl. To create that cyber emphasis, you also have to be able to articulate complex concepts. You also have to have be a good listener and also a good communication skill. You must sign up for continuous learning. Because what you know yesterday may be obsolete today. In this field, you don't stop learning. I am still learning. I am still doing exam. I am still doing certifications. This year, I'm sitting for about about 5 exams before the end of this year. That is the only way to remain relevant. It is not the number of years, but the number of value, the number of knowledge, how you're able to articulate the threat landscape as it evolves on a daily basis. How you ensure that you have understanding, cloud concept, Python skill, automation through scripting and new technology. You need this for you to survive to stand out in this field. If this field is what you desire, then you have to go all out. You have to go all out and you have to do all that it takes. Next slide, please. So what is the hard skill? Soft skill, I've mentioned the hard skill, the skill that can be learned, acquired, and enhanced through patience, repetition, education. They're important because they increase your productivity, your efficiency, satisfaction, and career growth. I've mentioned quite a number of them. Then the soft skill, let's come to the soft skill. Soft skills are character traits. They're interpersonal skill. They tell you how to relate with other people. I can see that you are all working in a cluster base. You interact, you learn, you brainstorm, you share from one another knowledge. That opens up a greater doors for your art skill to pay off. Because it's not about coding. It's not about having the understanding of networking or database management. You need soft skill, teamwork, problem solving, communication skills, thinking outside the box, and analytical thinking. All this is relevant for you to go and make it in this field. Next slide, please. Now, getting the best from mentoring. Having a mentor helps position you better to succeed, and its benefit includes and even much more than this. Now, if I may tell you, this is the best place to be. Being part of a CyberGirls under Cyber Foundation is a very, very, you're just blessed. Let me just put it that way. We do not have the opportunity to be mentored when we started this career, but you are now having this opportunity on a platter of gold. So having a mentor helps you to position your best, position you better to succeed, and also the benefits are numerous. From getting knowledge, to advice, to helping you to improve, to also broaden your professional network, to also provide encouragement when you look and see all that you are doing is not adding up. Sometimes it's like, I just want to give up. This stress is just too much. I will work in the nights, I wake up in the night to read, I'm learning. I should chill like my friends are chilling now. I should relax now. This life is not difficult. Who did I kill now? Don't give me a breathing space. Let me chew gel. Let me flex. All those slang that you people use. I try to understand some of those, like, don't mind me. When you have surrender with girls, you have to understand all this slang that you people say so that we can flow with you. and we can understand. You pick up against sometimes your boys, you look at what all those lines mean something. So we too, we have started learning all those lines so that you will not put us, you not bust us inside corner. We have to learn it so that we can belong, we can all gel together. So what are we saying? You get the best from mentoring. You have to be thankful. You have to understand your mentor is volunteering their time. Even the time I'm using to speak to you, is highly precious to me. There are so many things I'm saying no to because I don't even have that time. My work schedule is tight. And if you are operating at my level, there are just so many things. Yesterday, I was privileged to be part of the panelists that spoke to the female board of directors in Nigeria. That is phenomenal. Speaking with people from different parts of the country. So you can see. So you also have to meet and set a goal. The time you meet with your mentor is not the time for yarning. It's not the time for gisting things that does not matter. It's for you to clarify your goals so that your mentor understands where he or she can add value to you. It's also, can we go back to that one when we had before? Yeah. So then, of course, you want to track your goals. Always have what you want to achieve. Have your 5 years, 10 years plans. What do you want to see? Where do you want to be in 5 years' time? Articulate it, put it down. Don't have it in your head, write it down. Have personal goal, have career goal. Have family goal, have goal, things you want to see happen in your life, in your career. So you can track it. Know when you need to increase your pace or when you need to take a pause. So accurately track it and share your effort to receive strategic advice. Sometimes, I recall my daughter, my daughter in university, in one of the private universities, she said something. She said, Mommy, I saw a chat to say, Mommy, how are you doing it? How are you coping? It seems I have so much to do. At the same time, my head wants to, I said, calm down, man. Calm down, baby girl. How can your head can always explode? It's just, their head is going to do plenty. So, Mommy, how are you doing it? How are you coping with the kind of work, with the kind of things that you do? It seems I'm not moving. I'm just trying to calm her down. And that is why it is good when you have a parent you can also talk to. When you can, confide in them and let them see some of the things that you go through. So I was able to calm her down. I was able to advise her. I was able to tell her this is how to go. This is what to do. This is what, because she's doing certification. She's doing some professional exam, even in school. And I was like, okay, you have to, program yourself. You can't do everything. You have, I'm able to talk through it and say, oh, Mommy, thank you. Because I have to because she just wants to do everything at the same time. So when you have a mentor you talk to, they advise, they give you strategic advice. They also help you to track your achievement and to see whether you are doing well or you need to, you need to do what you need to, increase your pace. Then you have to listen to advice. As a matter of fact, you have to learn it. When you are with your mentor, don't go there carelessly. Go with your notes, with your bio, so that when they are talking, you're taking notes. So you listen to advice, you take notes, and you apply it. So, and the thing is, value relationship. Value the relationship in your life. Value some of your teachers, you may not see them forever again. Value the relationship. Value the knowledge that they are passing to you now. It will go a long way. Many of you will still have cause to remember many of them 20, 30 years down time. So value the relationship you have. It will always go a long way. Then be self-motivated. Next slide, please. Now, understand and assess your current state. That's what we call SWOT. What are the things that lies within you? Everyone has gifts embedded in them. Everything has some natural thing that they are the instincts, they flow naturally with. So identify the things that lies within you. Those are your strengths. Things that you do without struggle. That is your strength. Then identify things that hold you back. Is it chatting? Is it a phone? How do you turn your phone to your strength and not to your weakness? By managing your time, by putting boundaries where it matters. Identify things that hold you back. That friends that every time she's with you or is with you, it just depletes your energy. It minuses your strength and leaves you burdened, weary, rejected, depressed. That's not the kind of friends you want to be associated with. Friendship is not by force, it's by choice. So you have to identify the areas of weakness. If you are a day person, then make sure that you maximize your day. If you are an hybrid person, or if you are a night person, make sure that you find time to maximize your time. We all have 24 hours. And how we use it will determine what will become of our life in some few years to time. And somebody will always say that your end results or where you will be in the next 5 years will determine the books you read and the friends that you keep. So you want to see, how do you turn your friendship, your friends network into strength and not to your weakness? You also want to discover what are your opportunities. The opportunities out there that you can take advantage of when it's still blurry. See, this digital age has come to stay. There are so many opportunities. I'm looking for a creativity that will come from the CyberGirls that the whole world will bow for. And I'm sure it's going to be one of you. Where people from America, from the Europe, from the Asia, they want to partner with you. Now, let me give you something. One of my youngest babies, she said she wants to do robotic engineering. So I was trying to search on the internet, who is the highest paid robotic engineer? What amount do they pick? Do they pay them? I mean, I don't force anything on any child, but I do my own digging. I do my research. I want to see where you can get to in that space. I want to see the highest level you can get to in that space. I want to see who is doing. I mean, what are the key things people is doing in that environment, in that particular field? And do you know what? I searched the highest paid robotic engineer in the world. He's a Nigerian guy, a 25-year-old guy in UK. Apple of everything, they have signed contract with him. He was born in Nigeria. They just relocated. So even if there is and you know, the technology has no boundary. So right there in Adamawa, right there in Cross River, you can be reckoned with by reason of solution, by reason of the ideas, by reason of things that you are going to allow God to flow through you to become somebody to be reckoned with in life. Solution provider. So there are opportunities that you can take advantage of when it is stable. And there are also threats. There are threats and negative actors and events that are outside your direct sphere of control. A lot of things is happening all over the country. Security of lives, security of properties, assassin, kidnapping, you know. How do you ensure that you are not a victim of any of this? You know, by continuing to, you know, align yourself appropriately and do not go out of boundary of where you're supposed to be at time. So essential key nuggets that can help you. Believe in yourself. You are the original version of yourself. Nobody is better than you. You are just you. You are unique. You are not a photocopy of anyone. You are unique. And you have to be able to understand who you are. You have to believe in yourself. You have to remember challenges are temporal. That you are faced with opposition or obstacle today, that does not mean you're going to live there forever. And success will require your effort, personal effort. And though there will be unforeseen events along your path, but like most things, they have an end date. They all have an expiry date. The problem of life will have an expiry date. They will surely expire. So don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Then learn the skill of big picture thinking. to see the forest through the trees. That is a proverb. See the forest through the trees. Know how to link the minute of the few technicalities of details of the task to the expected outcomes. You have to think out of the box. Learn to be a storyteller, a great communicator. You know, deeper engagement. Be an evangelist of the field that you believe so much about. Cultivate higher emotional intelligence to endure, to foster enduring working relationship that cut across leadership and followership. You have to learn a good emotional intelligence. So you have a need of good emotional bank account. That is very essential. There are some relationships that matter to your destiny. You have to treasure them. Also, you have to cultivate the art of executing your strategy. Those to-do that you have put down, those your plan, those your to-dos, those your aspirations, your visions, your dreams. How do you ensure that they don't die on your paper? How do you see to the execution? These are the things you have to consider. Let's move on. We're getting closer to it. Now, how do you ignite the power that lies within you? What you love. Love is a powerful force, and it supplies the driving force and inspiration you need as you carve your career path to success. You must love that thing. If you don't love your career, you cannot succeed in it. If you don't love what you're doing, you are not going to make something out of it. And what does the world need? There are problems everywhere. One teenager asked me questions and say, Mom, Mommy, and we want to make money. The guys want to make money. I said, okay, you want to make money? No problem, you can make money. This country is full of problems. Just look for a problem to solve, you make money. So look for what the world needs. The needs and wants of men, women, and children, they are boundless. Even your own needs, your parents have not finished meeting it. Because we are still remembering God every day. So the needs, the wants, the problems are all there. Go and solve it. Use technology to solve problems around you. So what are you good at? That's the inner thing that lies within you. Find out what you're good at. What can you be paid for? When you deliver value, you generate money from it. So what can you be paid of? You align your effort with what the world is willing to give value for. And that will automatically lift you. And in delivering more value, you will also ensure that you will not lack shelter and what to eat and what to drink. So when you put all these things together, spiritual health, physical health is important so you pay attention to both. So with grace, we always find strength in difficult times to rise with the storm. You stay the course, and soon you will be able to cruise in high altitude. So you have all that it takes to be what God has destined you to be. But you need a self-motivation spirit. You cannot afford to throw in the towel at the slightest discouragement, because there will be a lot of discouragement. But you have to fight above that. You have to go beyond that. I think we are about rounding up. Yes, we have rounded up. So,
thank you so much. That was powerful. Like, I have my notebook full, and I'm sure I saw Enugu girls, all of them writing. I saw your girls writing. I saw, everybody just taking the nuggets of wisdom, that you were sharing. I was particularly thrilled by the career paths you shared. I mean, that's like the next class we are going to be offering them. So thanks for giving us that soft landing and that intro. I really, really took in as well when you spoke about hard and soft skills. We'll be taking them through the soft skills trainings as well. And I'm sure right now the girls now understand. We're not just teaching them hard stuff, we're also teaching them soft skills. Thank you so much for touching on that. And we also have them paired with mentors across the world in, I think, about 11 countries, so I'm very happy that you mentioned, the role of a mentor and how they can maximize, their mentorship opportunities that they're taking on here. And I am so, so, so grateful to you. Thank you so much, Ma, for taking out the time to, to share so much. I'm sure the girls, have taken on a lot. And we'll be practicing them. So I'm just going to quickly, because we've almost run out of time, or rather we've run out of time, to quickly ask the questions that some of the girls have posed. So I'm going to take 2 questions at a time. We have 7 questions here. So the first question came from Ibukun. Ibukun asked quite a lot of questions, and which is good. Ibukun's first question was, how did your passion for cybersecurity come about? And how have you been fueling your interest in cybersecurity? She also asked, what do you think about career diversification? That is, doing something else aside cybersecurity, probably something that can be made with cybersecurity, such as healthcare. So I'll just give you some time to answer that before I pose the other questions.
Okay, quick one. Interest, anything, what led to this? Like I said, when we started, we didn't even start, it wasn't like this. It wasn't as juicy as it is now. It was just like computer science, and not many people are even doing computer science. People see computer science, that people that go and stand inside, one big computer room, and they wear overall, that computer then is mainframe, that was what my father was doing, blessed memory. So they run shifts, they just go and be running, all this punching, they're punching, it's punching that time, it's punching. So it was not really so exciting. But as things continue to unfold, I realized that I love to solve problems. I have this analytical mind, and that is why you have to discover what you're wired for, what comes naturally to you. Then I started with, designing. So if you want to design a network, I want to ensure that I put security around it, so that at that time, service internet presence have started coming. So you have to put security around. You have to put that you protect your perimeter is not enough. You have to put defense in depth layers of security. So those are the things that motivate me. I like, and there are various fields. And for the question of self-motivation, because you have to continue to learn. If you don't learn in this field, you will be obsolete, you will not be relevant. So you learn, you read, you subscribe to some news, so you understand what is going on out there. So when you understand some of the risks that are there, you will be able to protect yourself. You also know, I need to learn this. My organization, I need to protect my organization against this. That's how the knowledge, you accumulate the knowledge. And of course, on the whether you can merge it, you see, there's actually what you are doing in this life that does not have elements of cybersecurity, elements of information security. Even my daughter that is doing accounting, I'm also ensuring that she understands what cybersecurity is, because they're all now interwoven. You can actually make something. But if you really want to practice as a professional, then you have to go all out and be a subject matter expert in 1 or 2 fields under cybersecurity.
Thank you so much for that very excellent answer. We have a question from Tommy C in Oyo Hub. I think Oyo sent all of the questions we have here. What are the major career paths? You've already answered that question in your presentation. She said she has been searching online and has been a bit confusing for her. So I'm very thankful to you that you covered that in the presentation that you gave. Thank you so much. There's another question from Ibokun again. I have read a few articles about cybersecurity and healthcare in Nigeria. I am not clear on it yet, and it seems it's not really grounded in Nigeria. I'll be glad if you can elaborate on it. Another question from Iboko again. He said, have you had any intriguing experience as a female in your top tier of your career in cybersecurity, from starting out up till now? You can share any intriguing experiences you've had.
There are quite many. You see, especially being a female and you're playing in the male-dominated environment field, one of the things that will stand you out is just yourself refusing to give up. I recall there was a particular time that that was close about 20 years thereabout. I was trying to configure a router for a bank. There was no training, so I was reading. I would read and I would go and try what I've read. I was not trained. And when I was just like, go and configure this perimeter firewall for the bank. And at that time, it was not even an hardware firewall, it was just an iOS that I was trying to use, to just manage for the bank and protect them against, threats and all this kind of a thing. And I've done everything. Oh, I work over the night. I don't know what I press. I just press something. Maybe I was tired. And every config I have worked several hours just disappeared. At that point in time, I just like, Omo, you need to sleep. So right there where I was working, I just put my head like this. I said, let me just sleep 30 minutes because I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know where to start from. Money is about breaking. They will ask me what I have done. That was about 20 years ago. And by the time I just take a 30-minute nap, I just realized that I can actually got it. But I tried to place a call to Cisco directly, the engineer, that morning, to tell him that what has happened. I couldn't get a help on time. Nobody would really connect to my call. But somehow, something just came directly to do this. And I did it. And all the config come back. I just said, I said, okay, I believe. So there is a lot of experience. It's funny, and the field is very interesting, but it's very tasking.
Yes.
A lazy person cannot be in this field. I mean, the team that work with me, I can wake you up at any time. I mean, if I see anything that looks funny, somebody can wake me up and I can wake other people up. And we can work till any time in the daybreak before it's okay, everybody go and sleep. We catch up in the next 2-3 hours. That is the life we live. So somebody that loves sleep too much, somebody that does not like wahala, should think twice. Because it's a problem-solving field. You have to learn to solve a problem, and you have to be excited about what you're doing.
Thank you so much. I will just ask the very last question. What are your top tips to mastery in cybersecurity, and what are the things you have done and things you are still doing that has brought you this far? I think you have touched on that a bit in the beginning, so you can just narrow down on the tips to mastery.
Okay, key to mastery. As one advances, I started my career with a lot of the technical skill. But I just give an example of configuring a router. I don't configure a router now by my reason of level. But that was how I've started. I've started trying to climb the mast, a radio mast, to go and see line of direction. When I was doing more or less like an IT support, and I had to travel to Kaduna. I got to the branch, they said the branch network is down. Believe me, I was just about 2 months or 3 months pregnant, and I was ready to climb the ladder to where the radio mast is. A pregnant woman to go and check line of sight. So, I mean, the technical aspect is good, and you continue to evolve, to continue to progress in your career. That is what you need to do, what you need to learn. There will be other skill, there will be managerial skill, there will be soft skill, the governance skill. Some people just want to jump into governance and say, I'm a cybersecurity expert, without the underlining of what the technicality is. My dear girls, you need the technical skill before you can be a well-rounded person in cybersecurity.
Thank you, Ma, for mentioning that, because we are going to be taking you into networking very soon. So by the time you're in networking, and you say, no, Ma, but I said I want to do, IT audit. I want to sit down in IT audit. You see that even to go to that IT audit, you have to do what? You have to understand the basic technology. Okay, so we'll still take you through the technical part to understand the underlying technology before you go to where you want to go to. Or even if you say you want to go penetration testing, we will first take you through understanding the OS, understanding how different protocols, how they're interacting before you can say you want to do what, because that's what's going to help you there anyway. So I'm so grateful to you for really, really touching these things exactly and saying them exactly how they are.
Well, that's the update. If they didn't go through the key things.
Exactly.
They are basic, but it will stand you out. It will go a long way.
Thank you so much, Ma. I would deeply appreciate that you took out time to be here and speak to us. You could have been doing many other things. We're so grateful. Please, can we all just say thank you? Unmute your mics, everybody, and just say thank you, Madam Favor. Everybody, just unmute your mics quickly.
Madam Favor.
It's nice to be with you.
Madam Favor. Let me check.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Amen. Thank you so much, Ma.
Thank you.
We hope that you can spend
Thank you so
a few more
much.
minutes with us and see maybe a presentation, and then you can leave if you're too busy. But we're so grateful that you took our time to even be here this long. We appreciate that.
Yeah, guys, I have to take my leave now. I have
Okay.
some other things I have to jump into.
Thank you so much.
God bless everybody. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. Okay, so I'm sure we've learned quite a lot from Madam Favor there, and we are now going to take a video break, and then by the time we finish, the video break is going to be like only 2 minutes. Once we finish that music break, sorry. Okay. So once we finish that music break, that's a video break. We'll then be able to begin our presentations. Just give me a second. Let me cue that quickly. I've just received the link right now for the video. I hear it's a presentation from Kaduna Girls. Okay. Okay. Wow. This looks very interesting. Okay, great. So I'm going to share my screen.
Oh, my password, like a bride on her day, covered with a veil, with her husband asking the priest if he may. This beauty he couldn't wait to unveil during the authentication. Oh, my password, though my head gives lots of suggestions, this is supposed to be stronger than random words, must contain the upper and lower case, then the special characters. All this must be contained in this maze. This is a critical matter. Oh, my password. To lock it in, I use a story no one knows about me. I will string the words in it. At least I have seen use for my ugly past. It will make a strong password. TFT, ITA, FQI, 99%, AWA, CGO, $20 sounds like a good idea. Oh, my password, my very own password, my very own identity, only for me. Remember, she is my bride, and in her I pride.
Wow.
Amazing.
Please, let's give Kaduna Girls a round of applause, please. Wow, 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 wow. I think this is a video we'll keep using. I don't know. Wow. Hey, Kaduna Girls, people are on fire. Oh. Can we see your faces? Okay. Can we see Kaduna Girls? Let me look for Kaduna Girls. I can't seem to find Kaduna Girls. Okay, unmute your mic so I can find you easily. Kaduna Girls, please unmute your mic. The people who worked on this, unmute your mic. Oh, I think. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I can't see. Please, if you're in Kaduna, please unmute your mic. What's happening, Kaduna? Okay. Anyway, we're going to celebrate Kaduna Girls later, but thank you so much to Kaduna Girls for such a great presentation. Thank you so much, Kaduna, for such a great presentation. So we are going to begin with the presentations now. Okay, are you ready? I don't think people are ready. Are you ready? Nobody. Okay, are you really ready?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so I just heard that Kaduna is having network challenges. They're supposed to be the first to present. So that means that Code Brigade in Kogi will be the first. Team Code Brigade. I see you, the excitement. I see you. Great. So everybody please turn on your cameras. Fantastic. So everybody please turn on your cameras. Let's see you. We are going to have our first presentation now from Team Code Brigade. Let me just open the slides. Give me a second. Oh my. Whew. Okay. I think I mentioned Team Kogi. Kogi, are you on standby now for your presentation? Code Brigade. I have your slides open now. Please unmute your mics. Team Code Brigade, please unmute your mic.
Okay, ma.
Okay, so I can mute you.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Okay, great. So I'm sure everybody can. Good morning.
Welcome to another one that open day. Uma Remunat, and here with me, and online. We are Kogi Code. We are here to be talking about information and machine learning. What is our introduction? To introduce the topic to us. Security automation only means security automation. Benefit of security automation. Needs security automation. Machine learning, advantage machine learning processes, machine security automation, conclusion reference. Begin with the introduction. Once again, over the past few years, a subset of artificial intelligence found its place firmly in industries, making cyber security automation clearly a key issue for to stamp out cyber security infrastructure. With on today, we notice that there are a lot of them. So coming up with the help to stamp out any cyber booster our security infrastructure. Next slide, please. Now, what is automation? Automation is the creation of technology produce and deliver services human intervention in process. You protect your it's minimum human intervention at all. Security automation, also known as SA, refers to the use system to detect and prevent cyber threats based execution of security action, automatically detect, immediate any cyber threats with an intervention, like I said, and also to identify incoming threats. At the end they come in, it triggers it and also prioritize alerts. They make response in timely fashion. They will all those threats in timely fashion before it goes. Now, next slide. Go to security automation tools. There are some tools we use in automation. Now, a security automation of software which to define software text syntax with a little or non-human. Examples of automation tools, we have the robotic process known as RPA, that has to do with. Then we have the sequestration, automation, and we have the XDR layer, which is prevention and detection. We also, which is response automation, the MDR layer, which is monitoring, and it helps to oversight. Then development and security. Now moving forward, I'll hand over to tell us benefits of.
Now over to the benefit of security automation. 1. Activity. It speeds up the since there is no thinking needed by the machine. When humans start product, there will be lesser time of when machine takes over. 2. Accuracy. They will be accurate in all the products. Each year, manufacturer lost manpower to accidents, employee to miss. So the benefits of security automation. Next is the quality. When machine produce, there will be difference. If you want to compare them, there will be different. The human's product and the products. The other benefit is the faster feedback, efficiency, empowerment, earlier detection of defects, result, reduce business expenses. Now to the why the now to the science that security automation indicates the need for. 1. When it means that system automation. Secondly, when it is to repair, you use all your income, all your the system what needs when back and information are being lost. It means that system needs security. Company has no control account. It means that security automation when unverified website, that company needs security. Thanks. Machine learning. What is machine learning? Artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? When a device is being programmed to act like humans, so intelligence is allowed of software applications to be at predicting outcome without being exploiting program to do so. Computer. It is the study of computer algorithm that improve experience, reference, or the use of data. Thanks.
Next to type of machine learning, we have different types. Basically, we have 3 types of machine learning. We have supervised learning, we have the supervised learning. Under the supervised learning, is classified into the classification with regression. Under the unclassified learning, clustering, and we have the dimensionality reduction learning, which is much more than the other ones. We have the real-time robot navigation, we have the learning tasks, we have the skill acquisition, artificial intelligence game. Over to the next slide, please. What are the machine learning processes? In machine learning application or other analysis, number 1 must identify the relevant, prepare them for analysis. You must first of all identify the relevant and prepare them for analysis. Then the next thing is to learning algorithm to use. From those type of machine learning we said earlier, and then you choose which one to use for your analysis. Then you go step in machine learning processes, you build an analysis on the chosen algorithm you've chosen for your analysis, then and model on the test data set, revising it as you run the model to generate scores, and also those are the machine learning processes. Now moving forward to the advantages of machine learning, my colleague will take over.
The advantages are under the advantages of machine learning, we have it's easily identified. Two, it's no human intervention. Three, continuous improvement. Four, multipurpose dimensional and multipurpose verification data. It's a wide application.
Okay, you have 1 more minute. Hello? Where is Code Brigade? I think they dropped off. Oh, network. Oh my days. Okay, I think the network has dropped them off. So we'll just play some music while we wait for them.
Ma, we are back.
Okay, great. Continue. You have just 1 minute to go. Go ahead.
Ma, we are back. We are back now, ma.
Yeah, that's fine. You have 1 minute. That's what I'm saying.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay. Now we are moving over to
In conclusion,
now, machine learning is adopted in a wide range of domains where it shares its superiority among traditional rules-based algorithms. Although the complete automation detection and analysis is an enticing goal, its efficiency in cybersecurity must be evaluated with due diligence. Automation should be done with caution and up to a certain point without giving up the human element, allowing the CISOs, which are the chief information security officers, to keep control over it, because a computer cannot just be on its own. It must also be managed by human beings to keep control over all the cybersecurity events due to the irreplaceable knowledge and expertise they have, and also due to the obvious shortcomings of technologies that are yet to be resolved. Now our references, we got all our references from built-in, google.com, bondhill.group plc, data inside information age, and so on and so forth. Thank you for listening.
Ma.
Wow. Please that was a fantastic. That was a fantastic opening. That was a fantastic opening. Well done, girls. I don't know, is Kaduna back? Give me a second. Let me come out of this one. Is Kaduna back? Yes, ma'am. Okay, great. So Code Brigade Kaduna, you are up next. I'm just going to spot. I'll get your slides out now and spotlight. The slides. Yeah, good. I'm getting it out now. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm just trying to find. I've opened your slides, but I need to just put it now. Give me a second to get that out, get that sorted. So, but you can begin to introduce yourselves. You can get started.
Okay, good day everyone. We are Team Code Brigade from Kaduna. I'm Nana Fidelson Amle. My name is Janet Atta. My name is Michael Costina. And we'll be talking about malware and its preventive measures. Now, what is the malware? A malware is the short form for malicious software, and it actually operates itself without the user's permission. In other words, it means that it's damage or destroy the computer, either steal or delete sensitive information, hijack or alter core system function, and even using the computer without the user permission so as to extort money, introduce money, and even force advertisement on the user's system. And then we have different ways in which malware is spread. It could be spread through email attachments, fake ads, infected website and applications. We have infected external drives such as then email attachment. For the email attachment, you get emails popped on your screen, and then you click on them. They might be infected with any of this malware. And then for the fake ads, maybe when you're browsing through the screen and then you see ads popping in, most of them have maybe ransom different malware hidden in it. Then we have social media tactics, maybe through phishing, scare phishing, etc. And then we now have types of malwares. We have so many kinds of malwares. So I'll be talking about, I think 3 or 4 of them might be teenage. So we have ransomware. A ransomware is from the word ransom. It means it's asking you money in exchange for it. So a ransomware is a software that uses encryption to disable a target user from being able to use his data. This actually means that it's from the screen, you can explain a time is given, and at times if you don't pay the ransom before that time extends, then you lose all your data and information. And even after paying, there's no assurance that when they give you a decryption key, it will function properly. And then the next one we have is virus. What virus? It's a kind of malware that user one program to work. It means that a virus cannot work if it doesn't have any program that is working. It cannot copy itself from one computer to another without the program to host it. Most of the viruses are born in private programs. What we get programs that are already private, the virus is present in it, and then it cannot spread except there's a particular program that is affected with it, and then you transfer it back to your phone, and then it affects other applications that day. And once the virus is present in your phone, it can cause so many harm, like deleting your files and even stealing your password. Then we have the worms. The worm is just like the virus, but different in such a way that it could spread on its own. It doesn't even need any user-run program for it to spread to your computer. And this makes it more dangerous than the virus because it's usually found in our emails and drive-by downloads. Then the next one is the Trojan horse. Now the Trojan horse, from the word Trojan horse, let me give a story about it. The Trojan horse during the Greek wars, the Greeks could not get into the Troy, and so they used a big horse at the gate so as to get into the city. So the Trojan horse, as it is a harmful software, but it masquerades itself in a regular program or utility so as to persuade the victim to install it. And whereas it's so then is to destroy the computer once it comes in it. So it has to wait for the user to agree to run a particular program before it could copy itself and then start using it. Then my teammate will continue from there.
I'll talk about spyware. A spyware is a malicious software that collects information about the users, monitors user activities, and collects information without the user consent. The malware can be used to collect both password, PIN, and also payment details from the user. Mostly, people think malware are just restricted to browsers and desktop, but it is also applied to both mobile phones. Then I'll talk about the hardware. This one monitors the user behavior online and then give the user
advertisement based on those behaviors. Like if, for example, if you usually check for shoes online and then all of a sudden you start receiving pop-ups about shoes, this is what advert does. It sorts through your activities and then give you advertisement based on those activities that they have monitored. Then I'll talk about the next one is keylogger. The keylogger is a technology that records all the consecutive keystrokes that the user types. The keylogger is used for us, it's also used for legitimate purposes, like when an organization wants to monitor their employees' activities. Maybe in an organization where they say employees should not like use the Facebook when they are in work, they can install it on the keyboard, then they monitor whatever the employees are doing. Also, parents that want to check what their children are doing online can also use keylogger. But then for malicious purposes, like to gain users' password without their permission, or PIN, or also their payment information. We also have rootkits. These rootkits grant hackers access into the user system without the user's permission. I don't just give them access to the system. They'll have administrative access. That means they have elevated privileges. They can perform major changes in the system. Meanwhile, they just maybe sometimes block the user out. The rootkits, it also gives hackers access to sensitive information. Sensitive information. Then I'll talk about the preventive measures. One of the preventive measures is installing anti-malware and other type of malware. We have fileless malware. This one, it uses legitimate program to install the malware into the user's computer. We have botnet. This is the collection of internet-connected devices that are already infected by malware. Hackers then use it to perform their attacks. They have mobile malware. It targets mobile devices. Then I'll talk about the preventive measures. Number one preventive measures is use of anti-malware, antiviruses. This fight against like malware attacks. It detects, prevents, and also help a victim recover from malware attack. Use of secure authentication. A user it is advised for users to use multi-factor authentication where they can implement, where they are advised to present multiple credentials for the access information. They can be asked to present both their password and something they know or something that they have. Then we have use administrator account only when absolutely necessary, keep the software updated. This one you have to like regular patch update, access control, restricting access to your system. We also have advanced the principle of this privilege. That's giving users only the privilege that they need. Then we also have this is the next slide. We also have limit packet application privilege. You don't just give applications privilege. They have to give them permission that they need, not just any permission. Like if you want to install your calculator, they ask you for your date of birth. They don't need it, so you don't give them those permissions. Then implement email security and spam protection. In this place, where all you have to do is you detect unwanted files or files that are already infected by malware, and then block them from entering into your mailboxes. Then you manipulate suspicious activities, educate your users. That's users awareness. My colleague will take over.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about the detective signs of a malware. Number one, sudden performance drop. You find out that you are using your computer system and then you want to access your server, it slows down and it looks as if there is a data traffic. Everything just slows, and then you should know that your system has been infected with a malware. Frequent crashes and freezing. You find out that your system will be temporarily unavailable. You won't be able to access it. It just becomes steady, or sometimes it crashes the fact that it consumes RAM and CPU power. So you find out that every your information or your system just ends up crashing. Next slide. The other one is pop-up ads. You find out that you can't access your system without seeing lots of pop-up ads. You just see you are using your system, it's like it overwhelms the server, and then you begin to see pop-up ads. Deleted or corrupted files. It damages your files, and then you find out that you can't access it. Some files are deleted while some files are corrupted. Then another point here is Please, next slide. That browser redirect. Once you are using your system, you find out that it takes you to another different site. For example, you want to access www.page A, then takes you to www.page B. You should know that your system has been affected. Your contact report receiving strange messages from you. You find out that they just receive messages that they know that you can't actually send. Then, next slide. Then we have ransom note. A ransom always wants you to know that yes, it's present here. So you begin to see ransom notes. Oops, your device has been encrypted and all that. Then unfamiliar apps, you find that you did not install any app, but it just come up. You can't just see app just like that. Something is actually controlling it. Now we're going to talk about simulation. Okay, I'm sorry, a case study, I meant to say, Kaseya's case study. Now, the cyber criminals targeted Kaseya software vendors because their products are widely used. It gives the hacker a way to hit many targets at once because the attack did not only affect the IT management company, but also their clients like organizations and firms that uses the Visual System Administrator software, which is used to manage their IT infrastructure remotely. The ransomware was embedded in Kaseya BSA, which helped spread the malicious software. Now, with all this, it caused a lot of havoc for them. You know, they had to attain the universal key before they finally got their system back. So I'm going to talk about next. I'm going to talk about the simulation. Now, what is a ransomware simulation? I'm talking about a malware simulation. A malware simulator is, please next slide. A malware simulator is a tool that pretends a malware. Please open the link. It's a tool that pretends the malware. Now, I'm talking about ransomware now. So a ransomware simulator is a tool that pretends a ransomware, but this time it doesn't request some amount of money, but rather it shows you files that can be affected or files that has been affected. So if you open the link, it's going to show you a reading that said your file has been encrypted. So once you come down, you click decrypt, it tell you have to pay in order to access your files back. So once you come down, you find out that there are other. So the essence of this simulator now is to show you places that has been encrypted or places that can be encrypted, so that you'll be ransomware aware. But it's not a guarantee that your system won't be affected, but you also have to attach the preventive measures to your system or organization so as not to get affected. Now, my conclusion. This malware attack can cause a lot of damage. It can cause malware infection can be devastating for organization. It can interrupt critical workflow. You find that it can even bring reputation damage. Many customers or many partners won't want to partner with you anymore because they feel their data will no longer be safe with you. So at this point, you find out that no one is willing to partner with you. You lost money due to the fact that your organization stopped working when they hijacked your work, and at the same time, you find out that you still have to pay for them to be able to release your files back. So thank you.
Oh, fantastic. Please give them a round of applause. Well done. Well done. Okay, great. So we're going to go off now to take the slides for Oyo. And just to mention, I saw that you had a lot of references there as well, taking the feedback from the last time you presented. That's some good progress. Well done. So we're going to take presentation from Code Brigade in Oyo. So can you just step up, unmute your mic as well, and let's get started. Please unmute your mic, Oyo, so I can put you in the spotlight. Is Oyo here? Hello.
Can we all reflect on this simple question? Save our win. I'll save a private away on social media. Still
Hello.
thinking.
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alado Gabriel. Yeah.
Hold on. Oyo, are you hearing me?
We are discussing the topic, practical steps in ensuring safety and privacy.
Oyo, please, your facilitator should listen and then give feedback because I've muted you.
Social media is a digital tool.
Hello, Oyo, I'm
Allow
going to
users-
mute you again. Hello. Oyo, I've been trying to get your attention. Hello. Can you now hear me?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so we didn't understand when you started your presentation. So I don't know. Are you ready to start properly now? Because it seemed like you were out of sync. We
Yes,
didn't
ma'am.
we didn't know when you started, if you had started the presentation. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so are you ready to start
We're
now?
about to start now.
Okay, great.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. Can we all reflect on this simple question? How safe and private are we on social media? Still thinking, right? Good morning once again. My name is Dala. I'm here with my teammates. We are discussing the topic, practical steps in ensuring safety and privacy on social media platforms. We are code brigaders from Oyo. Next slide, please. Social media is a digital tool that, next slide, please. Next slide. We have our table of content here. Next slide, please. Social media is a digital platform that allows users to create and share content to the public. Social media allow users to connect to to the public, friends and family, and also to network for opportunities and jobs. But at the same time, it makes us vulnerable to attackers and predators. And that's why we need to ensure safety. That's why we need to take safety precautions while on social media platforms, just like we do when we are at home and we're traveling. So,
And also, for example, of social media platform, which is WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat, and so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you. Over time, next slide, please. Over time, considering the the social media has posed, we are vulnerable to cyber attackers and different predators. It is therefore necessary that we ensure privacy on social media platforms. Let's note that the tiny bit of information we post online, they go a long way in finding who we are. They are traceable back to us. These are active digital footprints because they are deliberate things we post online. So therefore, it is important that we are careful with what we share online. Oversharing is less about posting inappropriate stuff, it's more about posting detailed information about ourselves. So from using private settings on social networks, social media platforms, from knowing about them and making good use of them, to being deliberate with our activities on these platforms are ways by which we can ensure privacy on social media, prioritize your account, whereby only those who you accept their information. Next slide, please. Please keep this in mind. Keep personal information personal. Your personal information is your personal information. Once posted, always posted. Anything you post online, someone has probably screenshotted it, and most importantly, thought someone. Stop and think before you connect. You see random friend requests on Facebook, dig up a little bit, just do a little sniffing here and there to know who you're actually going to connect with, who you're actually giving the access to view your profile on these social media platforms. Next slide, please. From being private, from keeping some information about us, from not oversharing our information, there are practical safety steps you are meant to
go by on this social media platform. First off, definitely is using a strong password. They are probably using your middle name, they are probably still using your middle name and your date of birth. Over time, we've learned about how to use password and strong password. Don't use your middle name as a password because your middle name is on your profile on social media. So your password is revealed, your password is in the public. So use different password across different social media platforms. Use the multi-factor authentication. Social media is like a marketplace. There are different things running here and here. It's needed that we develop media literacy whereby we're able to decipher between the information we see. So don't click links that are there. Some links that are malicious and they are harmful. Use the update your apps. For an app like WhatsApp, because this software update helps to fill in security loopholes which cyber attackers can exploit to probably infiltrate your system and put in some malware that will be harmful. Post responsibly, post discreetly. All your personal information does not have to be online. Your home address, from your home address to your current location, your financial share information, even gossip. They're probably wondering why gossip type of online, and next slide is a type of online harassment and whereby people are threatening and harassed online. When you post that gossip about your friend, somebody picks it up online and start to spread rumors about that your friend. So definitely, it is definitely important that gossip is a private information and information you've not verified, don't share it online. Make sure you are discreet enough to confirm information before you share them, because cyberbullying is a very bad online form of harassment that can lead to a lot that we probably have emphasized. Cyber stalking is also like cyberbullying, but it's more of like tracing people online and digging up information about them, stalking them, and also harassing them. By posting more online, you are giving them more avenue to want to continue to stalk you. Also, social profiling and social engineering. Social profiling comes in the social engineering, whereby cyber attackers they gather data to be able to weaponize and use that against you. You know, cyber criminals are very patient. As you post tiny bits here and there, they gather them and use it against you. Remember the cyber kitchen, the reconnaissance, that's the first thing. They gather information and use them against you. Also, online impersonation is also what is at risk. When you are not safe online, when you are not being private enough, cyber online impersonation is also at risk. You are giving out more information. People are able to impersonate you and do bad things in your name. For cyber stalking, you provide more information like your current location. You can even from cyber, it can metamorphosize into something that happens in real life, whereby people are following you here, but because you are careless and you are continuously sharing your current location. Definitely, I will enjoin also that we make use of these practical safety and privacy steps for our, apart from the online safety measures that it will bring, as well as our physical safety as well. So let us remember that we should keep personal. We should stop and think before we connect. Thank you.
Wow, please give Code Brigade or you a round of applause.
Thank you.
That was a beautiful presentation, and your slides were very, very beautiful as well. I just realized that we're not recording all the while, but thankfully, since we're streaming to YouTube, we'll not miss too much. But we have questions for you now, okay? Can all the teams that just presented be stand up right now? Can all the teams stand up? All the teams that have presented, can they stand up? Okay. Let me see, is there a team here that I've not spotlighted? Unmute your mics, please, so that I can see which team has presented that is standing and that is not receiving spotlights yet. Or if you're the one that just presented, Code Brigade, can you just stand up? Code Brigade or your Code Brigade. Okay, great. So I'm just going to spotlight you to ask you questions. And
Okay, you guys sit together.
Kaduna as well, please. Let me see. Kaduna, please unmute your mic so that I can spotlight you and then I can ask questions.
Okay, no, leave it to 10. But we need to air.
Okay. I'm looking for Kaduna. Please, where is Kaduna? Where is Kogi? Really quickly. Okay, so I've seen Oyo. I'm just going to. Oyo is already spotlighted. Kaduna, I'm going to spotlight you now. What's happening? Give me a second. Okay, not to spotlight. Okay, great. Please, where is Kogi? Where is Kogi? Okay, so Oyo, you did the best with time management. We're just going to quickly run through. We're going to quickly run through some questions for each of you. Come on, I'm just trying to find. Where I took notes of that. Give me a second. Please, Divine, can you resend that? I'm looking for that file. Divine, can you quickly send that even via WhatsApp or something? Okay, great. Thank you so much. So I have a question here from your presentation. Code Brigade Kaduna, unmute your mics really quickly. Can an antivirus prevent a ransomware attack? Just give me an answer in 1 minute. Can an antivirus prevent a ransomware?
But an antivirus is just a little, just give a little help. That is, it prevents but not completely, but it plays more role in preventing ransomware.
Sorry, say that again. Answer that again. I didn't quite hear you well.
I said it's not a full guarantee. Antivirus is not a full guarantee that your system will not be affected with the ransomware, but it plays more role in protection.
Okay, great. The question, Kogi is not here because of internet connection from the reports I'm receiving. But the next question then is for Oyo, Code Brigade Oyo. Why are security and privacy settings important on social media?
Because it restricts the individuals that can have access to your information, your profile. So you're able to like kind of monitor, your circle, your friends. So your information is not just out there lying all about in the public.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Let's give them a round of applause as they go back to their seats and we continue with the presentations. Okay, great. So we have the next presentations to come from Code Brigade Adamawa and Code Brigade Cross River. So, but Code Brigade Adamawa, please come to the presentation points. We are now going to show up your slides and then you can present. Code Brigade Adamawa. Please, if you are, okay, I've seen them now, so I'm just going to spotlight you. Please, give me a second. Good. So you can see yourselves now. Soon you're going to be able to see your slides. Okay, you can see your slides now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
Good morning, all. We are the Code Brigade. My name is Tanis Robert. Rabusa. Next slide. Our topic is cloud computing. What happens when there is a breach in cloud computing? Next slide, please. Cloud computing is a collection of servers owned by some of the world's largest corporations, which simply means our data sits on computers we did not have access to. Cloud computing is the deliver of different types of services through network, and these resources include tools and applications like data storage, servers, database, networking, and software. Therefore, cloud computing breach is an incident that has the ability to disclose sensitive information to an unauthorized party. It can be caused by reasons such as theft and greed. The question now is, do you use cloud? Next slide, please. Yes. Do you use cloud? If you use cloud, definitely you know what this means. This is just like when you have a room in your house and you don't want anybody to have access to it. When going out, you lock it. And when coming back, you notice that this room has been broken out. And you find out that all your information that are inside are lost. And we have some visual examples of cloud computing, such as YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Problems of cloud computing are: the cloud computing makes access simple and enables forward-thinking approach, such as remote working. Yet, this accessibility may likely leave the cloud vulnerable to data security breach. A study from early 2019 revealed that 72% of enterprises using cloud-based software were the target of security threats. About 40% of respondents have acknowledged that at least one account connected to them has been compromised. This occurrence has taken place over the last 6 months. Next slide, please. So my colleagues have actually briefed us about what cloud is and what cloud computing is. But now the question is, who is to be responsible when such breaches occur? So let's take ourselves for example. I have a friend who has a phone and I don't have an Android phone. And there is always this one sister who wants to belong. She's always borrowing phone from one person to the other. Can I please use, let me send this email? Can I please use your phone? Let me log into my account. So with this, there are some devices that even after logging out, when you come back to it, it recognizes that same person. It imputes your data instantly. So we should try and avoid borrowing phones that stop. You're exposing your data to other people. So we have people that were recently hit by cloud breaches. We have LinkedIn. It was breached twice, once in 2012 and once this year, June 2021. We have Sina Weibo, one of China's largest social media platforms, which was breached March 2020. We have Alibaba, which was breached November 2019. We have MySpace, which affected 360 million users' accounts. We have Cam4 adult industry. It affected so many million people, and we are meant to understand that Elasticsearch was breached as well in March 2020. So all we are trying to say in essence is try as much as possible and help the people that are maintaining the cloud secure your data. They can actually help securing your data from their own end, but once you keep sharing your data on diverse devices, there is no how they can control it. Next slide, please. So we have targeted people in cloud computing. In the event of a data breach, Those involved may be broken down into the data controller or owner, data holder, data subject. Next slide, please. So we have possible solutions that we can actually use. We have possible solutions that we can actually use, of which, me, the number one thing is I personally help them secure my data from my own end. Well, we can actually use creating comprehensive application recovery solutions for the cloud-based data. It's always good for you to have a recovery or a backup plan. Always have a comprehensive solution recovery. Having a proper disaster recovery mechanism in place. For you to have a comprehensive recovery solution, there must be some things that really help in doing that. So those things that surround in helping that, you need to take care of them. And then we have offer failover mechanism. Failover mechanism helps recover even after a hit. It helps you to monitor your things and do your things appropriately the way it needs to be. Next slide, please.
The recommendation we have here, education. So many organizations have found that one main cause of security threats is uneducated employees. You have to set up a training session so you can show your employees how to follow proper security practices. By doing that, you can prevent many cloud breach and cloud data breach and encrypting data at every stage. Using CAPS methods, close access searching broker monitors the network activity and limits any operation deemed high risk, such as downloading files online, and monitoring and auditing. Monitoring and auditing shows your company on who has users that have access to your cloud, as in your data on cloud, micro-segmenting, cloud governance policy. Next slide, please. In conclusion, with the widespread shift toward cloud computing in recent years, organizations across every industry had to think their data strategy. Stanford's Advanced Computer Security Program co-director Neil Dowell recently led a webinar discussing challenges associated with cloud security. Each of these security incidents offer learning opportunities for IT professionals who want to gain the knowledge and skills needed to protect today's cloud environment. Next slide, please. These are our references, and thank you very much. We are the Code Brigade.
Wow, let's give them a round of applause. Well done. Fantastic presentation there. Please, Adamawa, keep your video on. Turn your video back on. You're still on spotlight. Okay, so our Kogi girls back here. Our Kogi girls back.
Yes.
Kogi Code Brigade. Are you back?
Yes.
Okay, good. So we had a question for you, but you're not around to answer it, so we might as well just answer it right now. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so our question for you, Code Brigade Kogi, is what are some of the cybersecurity activities that you think can be automated? What are some of the cybersecurity activities that you think can be automated? The presentation was on automation. A bit of it was on touching on automation.
Yes.
Hello? I'm not sure you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Can Code Brigade hear me in Kogi? Okay, so Calabar is saying they can hear me. Can Code Brigade Kogi, can you hear me? What's happening?
You don't get the question.
Code Brigade, can you hear me now?
Ma, please come again, ma.
Okay, so the question I asked was this. The question I asked was this. What cybersecurity activities can be automated using AI or ML like you've described? Can you mention any cybersecurity task or cybersecurity activities that can be automated, that you think can be automated?
The PRA, ma, robotic process automation. We have the SWA, the security orchestration and automation and response, ma. Hello, ma, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, ma.
Can you take the answer again? I'm asking about activities. Activities. What activities in cybersecurity do you think can be automated using AI or ML?
Yes, ma'am, that's what we are saying. We say we have the robotics, the robotic processes that's having it has to do with automating robots in order to like programming robots to do what you want them to do. That's the robotic RPA, man.
Yeah, but is that an activity? Is that a cybersecurity activity? I'm asking about a cybersecurity activity that AI and ML can automate.
It's trying to collaborate that.
I didn't hear that.
Okay, we have like the in engineering we can automate some machines, and also in architecture we also can automate machines. Is that what you mean, ma'am?
No, in cybersecurity, what are the activities in cybersecurity? An activity in CyberGirls can be something like attendance taking. If I ask you what activity in CyberGirls can AI and ML automate, you can answer me something like automating taking attendance and counting the people in class, identifying them by face, and then automatically taking their marking their attendance instead of them filling out a form. So I'm asking now, as an activity in cybersecurity, which of the activities in cybersecurity do you think AI and ML can help with automating?
Okay, ma, we can use AI and ML to detect like a phishing mail. We can use it to detect like a breach in a system. In cybersecurity, for you to like a penetration testing, for you to know if a system has been breached, we can use cyber security automation for it, or MI for it, ma.
That's what I was expecting to hear. Let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you, ma.
So this is not just okay to do your slides. I will ask you tough questions around your slides. Okay, so be ready. Okay, and I'm sure you've learned something, in answering that question, and other people have also learned something. Well done. I really liked your presentation. It was quite packed with knowledge, and that's why we prepared a question that will definitely test that. Okay. Thank you very much, Tim Kogi. Well done.
Thank you, ma.
Okay, great. So we are going to now take on Code Brigade in Cross River. Are you ready, Code Brigade in Cross River? Unmute your mics really quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. I'm going to close this quickly and have your slides open. Come on. Okay, so I think my office is playing the trick of its own. Okay. Give me a second. Let me have your slides open. I need to close what has been open before and open this new one. So, but how's the day been for everybody? Are you learning? Are you picking up new things? I hope you're not too bored if you're not yet presenting. There will still come opportunities for everybody to present, but I need you all to be awake and to be, learning from other girls. I see Calabar warming up. Hey, and they're going to show us Shege today. Okay, so your slides are ready now. Okay, so I'm going to spotlight Calabar now. Replace spotlight. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so I'm putting on your slides now. Good.
Hello, everyone. My name is Patience Asukwa. Here with me, I'm from Simcoe Brigade, Cross River. Here with me are my team members, Mary, Doris, Precious, and Nora. We're here to speak on the topic cloud security and public Wi-Fi. Next slide, please. These are our table of contents. Next slide. On our first slide, we have definitions of terms. What is Wi-Fi? What is public Wi-Fi? And what is cloud security? Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is an abbreviation of wireless fidelity. It is.
I actually appreciate what you went through. And I think this is the issue with debate. The person against always does more work. Because they, especially something that is.
It is a Wi-Fi is an abbreviation for wireless fidelity. It is a family of wireless network protocols, which are commonly used for local networking of devices and internet access, allowing nearby digital devices to exchange data by radio waves. What is public Wi-Fi? Public Wi-Fi is a type of network wherein anyone, mainly general public, has access and through it can connect to other networks or the internet. Cloud security. Cloud security refers to the technologies, policies, controls, and service that protect cloud data, applications, and infrastructure from threats. Next slide, please. Examples of public Wi-Fi. We have the internet access, we have the local network, and we have the global network. But I'm just going to explain just two because of time. One, internet. The internet is a large-scale public network in which billions of devices, websites, and other services. Two, local network. They may be provided as an information service by a city or institution such as a library. Next slide, please. At this point, I would like my colleague to speak.
Next slide, please. Hi, my name is Precious, and I'll be taking the dangers of public Wi-Fi. The dangers of public Wi-Fi include theft of personal information. One of the most serious common threats concerns the theft of personal information. That's when people can connect. When you connect to a Wi-Fi that you do not know anything about, people, the owner of the hotspot or whatever, can get your information through that through the connection. Number two is cyber attacks on businesses. Number three is man-in-the-middle attack. You remember the assignment we were given where we had to use a triangle to illustrate how the man-in-the-middle drops and takes information from the two colleagues that are communicating. Yeah, that's man-in-the-middle attack. And then number four is unencrypted connections. That's for connections that are not secure. Number five is packet sniffing and eavesdropping. That's people can eavesdrop on your information. Then number six is malware distribution. Our colleagues in Kaduna already explained what a malware is. And then another threat that occurs while using public Wi-Fi is the implementation of malware on your device. Malware exists in many forms. That's viruses, Trojan horses, worms, ransomware. The people in my colleagues in Kaduna already explained all that, so I believe we understand it. I'll pass to my colleague.
Thank you, Precious.
Hi, my name is Doris, and I'm going to take you on. Next slide, please. Sorry. Okay, my name is Doris. I'm going to take you on the top advanced cloud security challenges. Obviously, we all have challenges in our life, and cloud security is not an exemption. Because the public cloud does not have clear perimeters, it presents a fundamentally different security realities. This becomes even more challenging when adopting modern cloud approaches, such as automated continuous integration and continuous deployment methods. Some of the advanced cloud security challenges and multiple layers of risks include: number one, we have increased attack surface. In the public cloud environment, hackers has found a way to look for it has become a large and a highly attractive attack surface for hackers who exploit poorly ingress ports in order to access and disrupt workloads and data in cloud. Malware, account hijacking, and many other malicious threats has become a day-to-day reality. The next one, we have lack of visibility and tracking. In the infrastructure as a service model, the cloud providers have full control over the cloud's infrastructure layer, and they do not dispose this to their customer. This is further extended to the platform as service and software as service, in which the cloud customers cannot effectively identify and quantify their assets on cloud, or they cannot virtualize their cloud environments. The next one, we have ever-changing workloads. I'll just skip that one, sorry. We have ever-changing workloads, we have granular privilege and key management, we have complex management, complex environments, cloud compliance and governance. Next, please. Next slide, please. Here we have the pillars of robust cloud security and umbrellas. The first one there, we have granular policy-based identity, access and management and authentication control across complex infrastructure. The second one is zero trust cloud network security control across logically isolated networks and micro segments. The next one, we have enforcement of visual server protection policies and processes such as change management and software updates. While the last, we have threat intelligence that detects and remediates known and unknown threats in real time. Now, cloud security is an umbrella term which includes access control. What is access control? Access control is a security technology which regulates or determines who has access to a particular resources in a computing environment. Now we have data center security. When we have data center security, we have cloud application security, regulatory compliance. It is the next slide, please. Okay, from here I will give it to my next colleagues to take. Hi everyone, I'm Mary Chiku. So risks and benefits associated with cloud security. One, data breach and IP theft, identity theft, unauthorized access to mission critical access, malware infections, direct denial of service attacks. So the benefits of cloud security are higher availability, effective protection against direct denial of service attacks, data security, pay-as-you-go model, advanced threat detection. Please, I'll hand over to my colleague to continue the next slide.
Hi everyone, I'm Nora and I'll be taking you on the security tips while you are using your public Wi-Fi. Number one, be careful what you access. Always be careful with the Wi-Fi you always access. It's not every free Wi-Fi you see that you have to click on and use. Some will have to take your information. Some will be taking your information. The next is stick with HTTPS. The S there stands for security. When you use HTTPS, it is secured. But then also use your VPN, because if you use the HTTPS alone, it's not really secured.
Okay, so
Consider an extension.
you have 1 minute to go.
Consider an extension, turn off file sharing, always protect your password, and use your password management. Keep your software updated, consider using a privacy screen, and always remember to log out. Thank you for hearing me. No go for MAGA. Our references are www.norton.com, www.indusface.com, Google, Techopedia, Wikipedia, and www.go.com. Thank you.
Remember, no go for MAGA.
Thank you.
Let's give them a round of applause. Let's give them a round of applause. Well done, Team Code Brigade Calabar. Fantastic presentation there. We're just going to move on now quickly to Code Brigade. Team Code Brigade Enugu. Team Code Brigade Enugu. Please come to unmute your mic really quickly so that we can find you and give you the stage. Quickly. Let me pull up your slides. If you're ready, Enugu, please unmute yourself so that I can
Sorry.
Okay, what's the scrambling about? Okay, so you have the stage. Go ahead.
Good day, all. We are Code Brigaders from Enugu Hub. I'm Ogechukwu Chidera. I'm Ogech. We'll be talking about cyber attacks, its authors, and their motive. Next slide, please. Outlines: introduction, classification of cybersecurity, cybercrime action, motive of cyber crimes, and conclusion. Next slide. Introduction. Cyber attack is any malicious activities that target computer information system, infrastructure, network, or personal computer devices. Cyber attack is any activity that poses as a threat to an information technology system. Cyber attacks are also becoming a security threat in automobiles as cars have adopted more technology. Next slide. Classification of cyber attack. We have two classifications of cyber attack: passive attack and active attack. Passive attack. Passive attack is when an attacker monitors a network and sometimes scans for vulnerability with the aim of collecting information about this target. Passive attack has no effect on network resource. Other forms of passive attack include eavesdropping, dumpster diving, and traffic analysis. Next slide. Eavesdropping has to do with when someone is answering call outside or in public and people, cyber criminals, are listening to what you're saying. Like, it's so obvious everywhere now. So we have to be security conscious and careful about environments before saying our pins or any personal information we have to people around us, to avoid cyber criminals hearing it and using it against us. Dumpster diving, it has to do with cyber criminals going to, or cyber attackers going to trash to take our information. Imagine you disposing your information that has your data without proper disposal. They can go to the trash, they can go as far as going to the trash, pick it up and use it against you. Traffic analysis is also like eavesdropping, but now they are eavesdropping on the network, like what you put out there on social media. They can go through it. You can bring out your personal information and personal data and they can use it. Next slide. Active attack. This involves modification of data stream. Active attack has impact on the stream resource. This type of attack threatens the integrity and availabilities of information, which is divided into 4 categories, namely masquerading, replay attack, modification, and denial of service, which is also known as DOS attack. Masquerading is when an intro that pretends to be legitimate user of a system so as to gain unauthorized access to an information. Denial of service attack. This is when a message or information sent to a user is withheld by an attacker. Replay attack. This is a form of network attack in which data transmission between the user is repeated. Modification. An attacker intercepts the communication between 2 users. It can also be a form of man-in-the-middle attack. Next slide. My colleague is going to take over from here.
Thank you. I'll be talking on cybercrime actors. Cybercrime actors are a group of people or individuals with malicious intent and aim to take advantages of vulnerability, cybersecurity ignorance, and technology development to gain unauthorized access to information system or network. Examples of there are 4 types of cybercrime actors, namely internal users, hackers, activists, and
next slide, please. Network issue. Having network issue. Who else? Having network issues. Okay, hackers.
Hackers are skilled computer programmers that exploit the weakness in a computer system or network to gain unauthorized access to information. They may be paid or not. They are contracted by organizations to hack a company and extract their database to obtain intellectual property. For instance, when a company sends spies to other companies so that they can gain their personal data, this can be called hacking. Because if a hacker does not have that intellectual in him, he cannot do that hacking process. Next slide, please. Internal users. Internal users are the employees. Employees can be threat actors too. This could be intentional or not. For example, when an employee forwards confidential documents to their personal email to be able to work on it while at home. This is an attack, though unintentional, because confidential documents shouldn't be used outside secured network. The attack could be intentional when a worker transfers confidential files to their personal computer for malicious purposes. Take for example, SunTrust Bank. A worker in that SunTrust Bank, SunTrust Bank stole a data information worth of 1.5 million individuals just for personal criminal action. This organizations now should be careful on the individuals they employ in their organization so that there will not be any sort of internal hacking or otherwise. Thank you.
Next slide. Continuing from where she stopped, I'm talking on activism. This is a form of activism or campaign for or against a particular decision, which results to hacking. To be able to do this, who does it? An activist. Coming from the word hacking and activist. We all know who a hacker is, and an activist is someone who is for or against a particular decision. Example: somebody who is for the equal rights of men and women in the world. Then this the attack usually used in activism is distributed denial of service, DDoS. This picture is an example of a live attack from this. It happened in Singapore in 2013 when the media, when they issued their web censorship regulations, which one of the group called Anonymous was against it and had to hack their system. But they later caught one of them in 2013 and he was charged to court. Next slide, please. Then government can also be a cybercrime actor too, because their intention is to spy and get information from other organizations.
Example of this government say can be CIA in the United States of America. They usually get information concerning other countries' organizations, usually by deploying spies in the different countries. They do this. They also do this in order to know if they are planning something against them or something that can help them. Next slide, please. Next slide, we'll be talking about motive of cybercrime. What triggers people to go into cybercrime? People committing cybercrime do not fit into any single stereotype. As we can see, this is a statistic from a couple of large global studies. Ransom, 41%, insider threats, 27%, political reasons, 26%, competition, 26%, cyber war, 24%, angry user and motive unknown, 20 and 11%. Interestingly, ransom is a top motive at 40%. But other reasons like political competition and cyber war were pretty evenly distributed in a mix as well. They do it either for monetary gain. For example, 12 February 2017, a gang in the UK were jailed for 9 years for a 200,000 euro fraud. Whoa, that was rude. Can you imagine? Cybercrime can also be an unwanted result of testing in an uncontrolled environment, like people that ask it for fun. Imagine people asking for fun in cyber crimes or competition. Political reason may range from e.g. to political reason too, which we also know, which are according to I said before, 26%. People can also have because of political reason, competition. Angry is that you're angry with your boss and you decide because he didn't promote you, you decided to hack his system. Wow, that's really bad. Next slide, please. These are the motives behind the cyber attack, as I said earlier, according to our research. Next slide. Conclusion, cyber attack is a problem virtually all industries face. A successful attack can lead to loss of money or data. Please employ people that know cyber security very well, like us. Exposure of confidential documents and your clients may lose trust in you. We should work hard to mitigate the likelihood and consequences of cyber attack. Cyber attack could be prevented by installing firewalls and intrusion prevention system using strong password. Thank you.
Wow, that was beautiful. Tell them, oh. That was such a great presentation. Thank you so much, Team Enugu. Please, Team Enugu, Code Brigade Enugu, Code Brigade Cross River State, Code Brigade Adamawa. Please come back to answer our questions. I'm just going to stop sharing now so we can see everybody well. Okay, so I think there's one team here. So I see Enugu, Calabar, and I think I need to also see Adamawa. Adamawa also presented. Let me see the team that presented from Adamawa. Can you just wave? The team from Adamawa. Okay, great. So I'm going to add you to the spotlight now as well. Great. So I can see all three of you. Great. So my question is this. I have a question for, I think my first question is for Code Brigade Cross River. What should I look out for when connecting to public Wi-Fi? Code Brigade Calabar, what should I look out for when connecting to public Wi-Fi?
Look for HTTPS.
Are you sure? HTTPS is on the URL of the website you're visiting. I'm saying when connecting, what should you look out for? Okay. My name is Precious. Okay, I want to connect to public Wi-Fi. What should Precious look out for when connecting to public Wi-Fi? What should Doris look out for when connecting to public Wi-Fi? What should Eleonora look out for when connecting to public Wi-Fi? That's my question.
Turn off file sharing.
Sorry? Yeah, what should you look out for?
I should stick with my HTTPS and consider turn off file sharing and keep my software updated.
We should keep the firewall enabled.
Okay. Okay, so this is the thing I'm asking, right? You see Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi. You have not yet done anything, right? You just see public Wi-Fi. What should make you be weary about connecting to that Wi-Fi? What should you see that will make you a bit less weary? Let me put it that way. What should you see that will make you a bit less weary to connect to that Wi-Fi, to that public Wi-Fi?
My IP address.
Sorry?
We should look at what the address looks like.
There's something I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just give you people the answer. Okay, go ahead. Try again.
Now we should look at where it's coming from, the location, details, all those kind of things.
You are in the location. That's what basically Wi-Fi most likely are connecting in the location of the reach of the Wi-Fi.
Try again. IP address.
So what's going to be different from a hacker's IP address? What's going to differ?
The spelling.
How would you know a hacker's IP address?
The domain name.
The domain name has to do when you're visiting a website. I'm talking about Wi-Fi. Okay, so let me give you the answer. One of the key things you look out for is the login page. Is it secured with a login or is it just open for anyone to join? Okay.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma.
Yeah, so in short, you should look out for secure login pages and passwords. So how did you obtain that? Was that given to you by buying it, by buying some time? Was that given to you? Is it private information? It's just publicly available that you can just take on? Is there a login page? Does the login page match, for example, the name of the Wi-Fi that you want to use? Things like that. But generally speaking, you are right to assume that public Wi-Fi you should be wary about. But I'm just saying, when you see one and you're hoping to use it, look out for whether or not it has a login page, how strong the password is, for example, how you obtain that password for that public Wi-Fi. Okay, well done, well done, Team Calabar. So let's move on to Team Code Brigade in Enugu. How do you understand? So how do you get to understand how hackers carry out their attacks? How do you get to learn or understand how hackers carry out attacks? You've spoken about different attacks. How do you get to learn about how these attacks happen? How do you get to understand how attackers can carry out these attacks?
Forensic investigations.
Okay, that's very close, but I'm going to rephrase the question so to help you. Forensics happens after the attack has happened, but assuming different things are happening, I just want to keep abreast and understand the different attacks and how hackers can carry them out so that you can protect your organization. What would you do? You're muted. Enugu, you've muted yourself.
You can get wise hackers to prevent it.
Yeah, I'm saying more about it. So right now you're learning. Okay, I'm very close to telling you the answer, but I'm just saying, think about it. How are you currently learning about attacks as you are now? Just think about it.
I think that we are really learning about the ways they use.
example, fishing, all this kind of things, the ransomware and all that.
Phishing,
Using email and all that.
So good. So they are doing different things at different times through these ways you've spoken about. How do you know the different ways and different things they are currently doing? Let me put it that way. Okay, let me give you a clue. All these things they are doing, or these things they can do to harm your network, what are they called in cybersecurity?
cyber keychain.
Yeah, and threats.
Cyber keychain and threats. Yeah.
No, cyber keychain is the methodology, like it's the process they follow, right? I've said a keyword. So if you want to learn about these different threats, what would you do?
Recognizance. Please come again.
You want to learn about different threats and how attackers are using those threats to attack organizations. How would you get to know the latest? How would you be updating yourself on the latest threats? Let me put it that way.
You can learn it online. Google about you always tell us, think like a hacker. Like as an cyber security, I have to think way ahead of them. So studying, making researches, upgrading what I know, so that I can be able to fish out the loopholes and.
Okay, you are very, very close to the right answer. So I might as well just tell you. So the answer is that you need to subscribe to threat intelligence blogs or platforms or sites that give you this information. So let me tell you what that means. If you work for a hospital tomorrow, right, there might be threats that are happening at that time to another hospital. When that threat is discovered, it's usually fed into a threat intelligence stream or platform, or maybe someone that writes about them. That's why we said you research. I agree with you on that part. And then you now find out, okay, there is XYZ malware that is being spread by, or XYZ worm that is spreading currently. And this is how they are spreading the worm. And because this is how they are spreading the worm, you can now realize, okay, this is how I can protect my organization from catching that worm before it spreads to me. Okay? But forensics will be after it has happened, somebody analyzes and finds and gets those findings. But then those findings become threat intelligence and they will not be fed somewhere else. So that is how you keep yourself abreast. Okay? So well done. Give yourselves a round of applause as well. Great. So we have next team Adamawa Code Brigade. So Code Brigade Adamawa, give me the name of the regulation, okay, that speaks to data breaches in Nigeria. The regulation that addresses data breaches in Nigeria. Do you know what a regulation is?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, and I think I've taught you. So what is the regulation in Nigeria that speaks to data breaches, that talks about, data breaches and, different things organizations can do about it? Is there a regulation like that in Nigeria? If there is, what is the name?
Can you repeat the question again, ma'am?
What? Somebody's Googling. Oh. Hey, I can see you. Hey, I can see you. What regulation speaks to data breaches in Nigeria? We don't have time. We are really, really, really behind time right now. I think we are 30 minutes behind time. That's whooping. So that means that we most likely will not take some presentations today. So, but please just give me that answer really quickly. What regulation in Nigeria speaks to data breaches? I'll give us 30 more seconds. Is there anybody that can help? So I think I'll be opening it up to other groups. Anybody that knows the answer? Anybody knows the answer?
I think for every organization, or rather for everything in Nigeria, the Nigeria Data Organization really interfere.
The Nigeria what?
Data Organization.
No, I'm talking about a regulation, and I don't know that well. The regulation has a name, and I want to know what the name is. Kaduna, do you know the answer? I see someone standing up there.
Okay, but Cybersecurity Act.
No, it's not. It's not an act. It's a regulation. I think. Oh, your girls, unmute your mic and answer.
Responsible disclosure policy.
No. It's not, that's not a regulation. I think the responsible, it's not a regulation on its own. You are very close, so, but I think you are the same place you saw all of that information that you just pulled out. I think Kaduna, where you saw that information, and then Oyo, where you saw the information you just shared. You most likely will find the answer to my question. There is, let me give you the expo. There is one particular regulation in Nigeria that controls data protection in Nigeria. Calabar, unmute your mic quickly and answer.
National Information Technology Development Agency.
That is the agency, but the agency brought a particular regulation. I think nobody has been this close. That agency, that NICDA, brought a regulation. That regulation has a name. What you have given me is the name of the agency that brought the regulation.
Nigerian Data Regulation Protection.
You have just mixed up something. You've just mixed that's the answer, but I want you to get it right. You have carried the last thing to put as the third thing, and the last thing has to put as the third thing to put as the last thing. So say it right, the right order. You've told me the answer, you've just not put it in the right order. Okay, the acronym is NDPR. Tell me the right thing.
Nigerian Data Private Agency. Protection Agency.
It's not an agency.
Regulation.
Nigerian Data Protection Regulation. What happened to people like this today now? Okay, so I kept saying regulation. A regulation is usually a set of rules or things brought together that that the organization or the agency that looks over businesses or organizations under its purview gets to tell you how to do something. So, for example, this regulation is telling people that that collect data how to keep that data and make sure you protect it. That is what I was asking for. Okay, so that agency is the agency that that speaks to data breaches. So what should you do in the event of a data breach? What should you do to ensure that the data breach doesn't happen? How can you always be sure that the data is protected and kept well? How should you collect that data? How should you transmit that data? How should you store that data in a way that the bad guys can't have access to? That is what the regulation says. Go back to your slides, so you people before exam, it is in your slides. So I'm not speaking something that's out of your slides. So go and look at it. Okay. So we're going to quickly run off now. We're going to take presentations from box squashers Adamawa and box squashers Cross River and box squashers Enugu, and then we'll call it a day. Every other box squasher you will need to present tomorrow. Okay, so we're starting off with box squashers in Adamawa. Please keep your 10. Please keep to your 10 minutes. Move from spotlight. So give me a second.
That's it.
Okay.
Can we start?
You can start now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. We are the boss squashers. And our names are Agnes Paul, Anthony Joy, and I am Agnes Brian.
Next slide.
Next slide, please. Today, we will talk about physical security, and my colleagues will explain what physical security means.
Next slide. Physical security is the protection of personnel, hardware, software, network, and data from physical action and events that could cause serious loss or damage to an enterprise, agency, or institution. These include protection from fire, floods, natural disaster, burglary, theft, vandalism, and terrorism. Terrorism, for example, during a protest against government organization, there may be an possible break-in and damages. So if there is no security in that organization, lots of damages will take place. Next slide, please. Security is crucial to every office or facility, as every building needs a way to keep unwanted guests outside. So does every organization needs to restrict access to certain areas in the premises. For example, I will use the President House as an example. For instance, not everyone can get access to the President House without an invitation. In many cases, in that case, an intruder cannot get access to the President House because of the security measures. Because of the security measures taken in the President House. For example, the CCTV cameras are there, security guards, and also there are high fences and also electric fence. So we are urging organizations to make use of all the security measures so that they can protect themselves and the organization too. Next slide. Fiscal security is also part of security concerned with fiscal measures designed to protect the assets and facilities of organization. Not all attack on organization data comes across the network. Some of these attacks occurs physically. Next slide, please.
There are types of physical security, which we have some of them listed here. Physical barriers. Physical barriers are the physical measures taken to protect the organization, like fences and security guards. Natural surveillance. Natural surveillance in the sense that you setting up security personnel around the organization to monitor the people coming in and out of the organization. Security lighting. Security lighting in the organization needs to be present to make sure that there will be no case of theft or any criminal entry into the organization. Alarm system and sensors, video surveillance. You must have a CCTV camera present in your organization. Mechanical access control system, electronic access control system, identification system, and access policies. Next slide, please.
Physical security risks and vulnerabilities. Targeting. Targeting is when an unauthorized person
follows an authorized person into a secure area. For example, this targeting means like when a secure place, a secure area has been secured and and a criminal come access to that secure area. This will cause a lot of harm to the organization or companies. That is also called stalking. Theft of document. This is when scammers gain access to your private information through unlocked mailbox or discard personal documents. Some of these, like let me say, documents that are being used are supposed to be kept secure. If not, when you misplace your documents, someone may get access to that and your personal information may be disclosed. So you should make sure that you keep your personal information or documents secure. Unaccounted visitor. They pose a serious risk as you will not be able to know if they were present if an incident occurred. Next slide, please. Stolen identification. This occurs when someone uses another person's personal information, like names, ID number, or credit card number without their permission to commit fraud or other crimes. Social engineering. The term is used for a broad range of malicious activity accomplished through human interaction. It uses physiological manipulation to trick users to making security mistakes or giving away sensitive information. Next slide, please.
The importance of physical security. Some of them are it helps with strict access to certain areas of the organization. It helps keep track of security breaches in your organization. In the case of CCTV camera, if an incident occurs, you can keep track of what led to the damage or what happened, who committed it because of the video recorded in the CCTV. It deters any authorized action. It ensures faster response times. Next slide, please. There are some tips to maintain physical security. One is reduce manual security procedures, robust access control, rely on technology, analyze and monitor on a regular basis, employee training, yearly physical security assessment, always make an emergency plan, establish and implement strong policies in your organization. Next slide, please. Look for threat inside. Don't just focus on outsider threat. Make sure you look for threat inside the organization. Delete ex-employees user accounts. If someone is not in your organization anymore, delete anything concerning that person from your company's account. Use photo identity. Use an updated firewall. Be prepared for fire emergencies. Keep your network secure. Do not be a victim of social engineering. Always set up surveillance. Next slide, please. Secure workplace from outside in. Do not leave your devices unlocked. Password management should be a topmost policy in your organization. Use antivirus software. Your server room must be locked always. Ensure that vulnerable devices are locked in a room. Attend physical security awareness campaign, either yearly or monthly. Always shred or use papers to avoid dumpster diving. Next slide, please. Maintain backup. Be very careful when clicking on links and email attachments. Protect the portables or handheld devices in your organization. Keep an inventory device. Remove the drives. Always protect your printers and do not forget the workstation. And lastly, minimize external access. Next slide, please. In conclusion, physical security can be as important as cyber security. As everyone is focusing on cyber security, always make sure and pay more attention to physical security, as not all threats or damages or attacks on your organization come through cyber attacks. Some come through physical method. Physical security also forms an important component of any facility in securing personnel and assets in your organization. Thank you very much. Once again, we are the box squashers.
Thank you so much, Adamawa box questions. That was a very, very important topic. And I like how you ended it saying, that not all attacks, are all, cyber based. Some start with a physical attack. So I really congratulate you girls for the beautiful work you've done with that presentation and that very thoughtful topic you picked. Well done. Great. So I can see that Calabar is ready. I'm going to stop sharing this so that I can have your slides up. Give me a second. Okay. Just going to quickly close some slides so I don't get confused. Ezine, how are you? That's the name I said I'm going to be calling you. Okay, so I'm going to quickly open your slides. Great. Okay, so I think your slides are ready now. I'm going to show them up now. Great, so you have the stage, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I am Victoria Robinson, and I am from Team Box Questions, Calabar, and I have my teammates with me. I'll be talking on automotive hacking and data breaches. Next slide, please. All right, these are what we're going to be talking about today. Pretty interesting topics, I must say. Next slide, please. Okay, we met our team members already. We have Atana Otu, Gift Moye, Rosalind Ezine, and my very self, Victoria Robinson. Next slide, please. Okay, so we're going to start from definition of keywords. We have our first word, hacking. This is an attempt to exploit a computer system or a private network without authorized access. Our next keyword is automotive hacking. Now, before getting to know what automotive hacking means, we have to know what the word automotive means. Now, an automotive industry has to do with making cars, basically. So automotive hacking has to do with an exploiting of cars vulnerability without being given access. And then our next keyword is data breaches. This is an intentional or unintentional release of private or confidential information to an untrusted source. Next slide, please. Now, there's a question here. Can your car be hacked? Surprisingly, hacking just got bigger, making it possible for cars to be hacked. With advanced features in vehicles, it is possible for your cars to be hacked. Now, what are these advanced features? We're talking about self-driving cars and vehicles with advanced safety features like adaptive cruise, controlling assist, and automatic brakes. These species of cars are basically at risk. But practically any vehicle made in the past several years can be seriously disabled at the hands of hackers. Now we know that there are actually cars that can be hacked. Next slide, please. Okay, for this particular slide, I'm going to hand over to my teammate, Rosalind, to take over.
Thank you very much, Victoria. And I'll be taking us on the relationship between automotive hacking and data breaches. As we already know, automotive hacking is the act of exploiting a car's vulnerability without being given access. And data breaches is the act of unintentionally or intentionally putting out someone's personal information on an unsecure source. Data breaches resulting from automotive hacking occurs when the vulnerability of the software is exposed to an unconfidential space. In the past years, modern automotives are actually made of a lot of computerized systems. Thereby, these computerized systems control the commands of the computers and makes us actually do what we want on our system. Next slide, please. Ways hackers gain access to cars. The most common way a hacker can use to gain access to your car is through days of your computerized key fobs. Your computerized key fobs, what are they? They actually use keys that we use to open our cars, lock our cars, wind down the screen, and other things. These computerized key fobs have long distance range that help us to work with our cars. But if a hacker wants to get access to your car, he can provide a false key fob
that can actually open your car and control it when you're not there, or even extend the range of your car key fob so that no matter where he is, as far as he has gotten hold of your key fob, he can open your car or lock you inside. Smartphone access. Actually, recently, cars can be connected to your phones. So once your phone is connected to your car's Wi-Fi and your phone is hacked, they can actually get access to your computer using your phone. And from there, they get access to your personal information and your car's information using USB ports. Cars have USB ports that we use to charge phones. Those USB ports have their own flaws, and those flaws can be exploited by hackers and used to gain access to our car's information, like your driving license, your NIN, and stuff you store on your car's Wi-Fi. Next slide, please. Case study. There are various scenes of car hacking, but we chose a few to explain to you. In 2016, Mitsubishi produced an Outlander's car, but this car had an Outlander's car alarm vulnerability. The hacker used the car's Wi-Fi, which he got, and was able to access the car alarm and was able to manipulate the car alarm so that in false times, the car can just get on and you get scared. In 2017, the Hyundai thought they had produced a secure car, but unfortunately for them, a Blue Link app showed the vulnerability in their Wi-Fi car, and this vulnerability was accessed through the car's Wi-Fi, and then the information of the users was exposed to the public. In 2017, when the OMs, that is, original manufacturers of the car, had thought that they have finally released a secure brand of cars, unfortunately, someone called Calam released a misconfigured server, which gave access to a lot of millions of IoT devices, leaking the vehicle information and the user's personal information. Next slide. I'll be handing over to Atana to take us on the target of automotive hackers.
Thank you, Rosemary. I'm Atana too. I'll be talking on targets of automotive hackers. Some of the parts that hackers often target include brakes, puppies, windscreen wipers, tire pressure monitoring system, vehicle diagnosing, and heating system. Next slide. At this point, I'll be handing over to my colleague, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Moya and I'll be talking on preventing automotive hacks. First, you have to keep your system up to date. Outdated software can contain bugs that hackers can exploit into your private data. Secondly, you have to be aware of third-party software. Make sure you install apps and tools approved by the car's manufacturer. 3, limit access to your automotive, which is your car. Allow access only to people you trust. Keep Wi-Fi code discreet. This one is simple. If your car has only Wi-Fi, be sure to keep the password hidden. And lastly, install firewalls to prevent unauthorized access. Next slide, please. Okay, the big question here is, are automotive companies ready to counter the risks of an attack? It's all about being cyber ready. While automakers have stepped up their game to meet customers' demand, hackers also have stepped up their hacking system, and this increases the risk that privacy and safety will be compromised. Next slide, please. In conclusion, after all this we have said on automotive hacking and data breaches, my teammates and I advise that you don't program your house address into your GPS, and also advise that you shops you can trust, not to take advantage of your car's computer system. Also, do not download untrusted apps or use your car's web browser. Make use of your mobile phones, and lastly, do not leave your password in your vehicle. And if your car is hacked, you can contact your manufacturer, contact the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Next slide, please. Okay, we didn't get all this knowledge from ourselves. We got from the website and this at the website. Next slide, please. Thank you very much for listening and learning.
Thank you, Team Box Questions Calabar. That was very interesting. Hold on. What's the name of your mentor? Is it Anna?
Miss Simi.
Oh, okay. Because if it was Anna, I was wondering why you chose this topic, because I think we have an automotive. One of the groups has Anna as their mentor. Anna is an automotive cybersecurity specialist. So that's why I thought it was Anna. But this was a very good, well put together presentation. Well done, girls. Okay, so we have the next group down to be box squashers in the last group for the day to be box squashers Enugu. Box squashers Enugu, please come to the stage so that I can show up your slides. Okay. Unmute yourself so that I can find you. Okay, give me a second. I'm just going to spotlight you now. Okay, you have the floor.
Can we start?
Yes, you can.
Okay, hi everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Namani Christabel from Enugu Hub, and other members of the group are and today we'll be telling you about the need for cyber security. First, we'll go to the slide that says the introduction of cyber security. Next slide, please. Here we're going to be telling you about how started, what brought about cybersecurity, and it all started in the early 1970s when a man named Bob Thompson invented a computer program named the Creeper. What this Creeper does is that it goes through an internet called the ARPANET. The ARPANET is one of the internets used by a defense team in USA back then. This Creeper moves through this internet and then it goes from PCs to PCs. When it comes to your PC, it just leaves a message saying, I am Creeper, catch me if you can. It really just works like a virus. When you open your PC, you just see a message that says, I'm Creeper, catch me if you can. Then, another man named Tomlinson invented another computer software program named the Reaper. This Reaper works like an antivirus. It chases the Creeper through the internet, and then it cleans all the messages living on your PC, just like the antivirus. And that was how cybersecurity came into existence: threats, viruses, and the solutions. Next slide, please. And next slide, telling you, defining cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is just the measures, ways in which we can mitigate cybercrime and cyber threats. Next slide, please. Okay, what is cybercrime? Cybercrime, also known as computer crime, is the use of computer as an instrument. You know, computer is mostly used by big organizations now, government offices. So hackers have now found it as a very good vulnerability to cause crises, to hack accounts and other cyber attacks. They have seen it as a very, very good instrument to cause frauds and everything. Next slide, please.
Okay, types of cyber crimes. We have phishing, cyber stalking, identity theft, and online scam. What's phishing? Phishing is a type of social engineering whereby an attacker makes use of an email to access a user's personal data and also their login credentials. Then what is cyber stalking? Cyber stalking is also known as online harassment. This happens whereby an individual threatens or harasses someone by making use of the internet. Identity theft. And then this is when a person makes use of another person's identity without the person's permission in order to commit fraudulent activities. Then we have online scam. Online scam are those alluring offers like like invest 10K and get 40K in 45 minutes. Like they are too good to be true. Or just like, for instance, now we are then that MMM was still reigning, individuals like us then would be like, okay, let me go and invest and get my money, not knowing that those things are just for fraudulent acts. Next slide, please. Okay, the first image is talking about the phishing and the second one is about cyber stalking. The first one, if you read the first line, that's the first sentence, you see that the name there, it's not
it's not the individual's name. Then it was just dear valid customer. When it's meant to be like the person receiving it, like maybe dear Miss Blessing. Then the other link there, the other link there that has the HTTP. It's a fraudulent link because the S is not there, and the domain name, that's the other, and the domain name is not also there. So the last sentence that shows once you have done this, our fraud department, you see, that fraud there is meant to be fund. So that's also you need to be more conscious of yourself and also read through an email before you click on any link. Then the next image is about cyber stalking. If you read through the text message, you see that the person there has been disturbing the person for a long time. But then she has blocked the person in another line. Then the person makes this another line to chat her up again. Then still disturbing. That's cyber stalking, like you're stalking the person. Next slide, please. Okay, who is a cyber criminal? Okay, a cyber criminal is a person who involves his or herself in illegal acts, while making illegal activities, while making use of the internet or computer. Next slide, please.
Need for cybersecurity. Cybersecurity helps us to protect all categories of data from damage and theft. This includes sensitive data, personal identification information, intellectual property, data and governmental and industry information. This is why we need cybersecurity, because we need to protect all these things so that all of them will be safe. Next slide, please. Cyber safety tips. This cyber safety tips is just telling us a way that we keep those information safe. One is by use of password. You use password that is combined with alphabets, numbers, alphanumeric, and symbols. Secondly is be careful what you post. Don't go online and post anything just because you want to post. Just look at what you want to post first and make sure that none of your sensitive information is connected to it. Next is keep privacy setting on. Your privacy setting helps you to control any information that enters your platform. So you need to always keep it on while browsing. Next is make online purchase from secure sites. Don't just go to any site and place order. Check the site that you want to place order from and be sure that that site is legitimate. Next is practice safe browsing. Always make sure that the site you are browsing is safe, and always check emails and everything before you work on internet. Next is be careful who you meet online. Don't just see somebody and think that this person, I like this person, is looking fine, looking handsome. I want to chat with this person. That will expose you to meet scammers online. So always make sure that the people you are chatting with are people that have something good to offer you, not just because you want to chat with them. The last but not the least is keep your antivirus program up to date. Always make sure that you update your antivirus software. Next slide, please.
And in conclusion, all these cyber threats we mentioned previously, we all need to be cyber aware to treat all these cyber threats. So even in this era now, in this our era, anything can be hacked, even cars can be hacked. So just imagine yourself when your car is hacked in the midst of highway, you're in a very big danger. So someone that is not cyber aware in this our era is in a big time trouble. And that is why we all need cyber security to be safe. Thank you.
That's a fantastic presentation there. Well done, Enugu Box Squashers. I really like how your presentation started off with those very important terms and then started describing it and then speaking about them. So let's have everybody come back. Everybody that just presented. I think we had Cross River, we had let's see, we had Adamawa and Cross River Box Squashers that I've not yet highlighted here. So please, Calabar, wave. Okay, Adamawa, you're waving now, so I'm adding you to the spotlight. Calabar, wave. Great. Atana, you're going to hide yourself. I can still see you. Okay, great. So I have questions, and I'm going to ask every one of you. I'm going to ask each of you, each of these groups, one question each. So, Box Squashers, Adamawa, You spoke about fiscal security, and I applauded you for such a beautiful presentation and thoughtful topic. So, but how do you ensure that fiscal security is implemented properly? How do you ensure that fiscal security is implemented properly? I'm assuming that you understand fiscal security very well from your research. How do you ensure that it has fiscal security measures that you put in place or controls that you put in place that they are properly implemented?
Okay, that is why in one of the tips we said establish and implement strong policies in your organization, and not just establish and implement it, work on it, make sure that those policies are kept and they are observed, everybody is working towards them accordingly. And you need to check you have yearly fiscal security assessment to make sure that those policies are kept.
You've only just answered the question. I was waiting to hear you say test it. So when you are assessing, usually you will have to test it. So well done. That was a very good answer. Well done. So when somebody asks you how do you and it applies of course also to cyber security or rather cyber security controls as well. You have to test them. You cannot know whether it's well implemented if you have not tested them. Okay, that's the only way you can check. Okay, this door that you close and you lock, you have to go and when you lock the door of your car, you go and still check the door, open the door, open the car door without using the key and see whether is the car actually locked, right? That is you testing it. Okay, so that's what you always do with physical controls as well. Well done and congratulations on a beautiful presentation. So both Scotia's Enugu. Dun, 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 dun. Both Scotia's Enugu, what is the one thing you think every organization should have in place? You spoke about cybercrime and cybersecurity so far. So what is the one thing that you think organizations should have in place?
Cyber awareness.
Yes, cyber awareness.
Please talk about that.
Yeah, come again, ma.
Speak more about it. In fact, I want each of you to tell me one thing.
Okay, when an organization is cyber aware, they get good like
employees of an organization.
Okay, if an organization is cyber aware, they will have they need to get capable IT personnel to help them secure their accounts and their organization.
Okay, so yes, what I understand you saying is if the employees of of an organization is cyber aware, they can take the right actions daily to keep protected. Good. Okay, so the next person should add a contribution. What's the one thing that you think an organization should have? Cybersecurity.
An organization should have there should be white hackers also in the organization.
So you should have a security team that tests your security controls.
Yes.
Okay, the next person.
They should have simulation test in case of any attack, so that can be able to protect their company.
Okay, so they should have protective measures like an antivirus or an anti-malware and other protective measures, and they should also have an incident response plan where they can see if an incident happens, this is how we're going to respond to it. Correct? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Give yourselves a round of applause. Well done. Okay, so Calabar CyberGirls, specifically box squashers. Okay, so how can you limit the possibilities of your car being hacked? How can you limit the possibilities of your car being hacked?
By creating a secure Wi-Fi password and not allowing it to be public.
Okay, sorry, just hang on. Enugu, please turn your camera back on. You're still on spotlight. Enugu CyberGirls, turn your camera back on. Okay, you were saying something about the Wi-Fi password.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not the correct answer.
Okay, what's your question again?
I was saying, how can you limit the chances of your car being hacked?
Okay, ma'am, by updating your car software management.
Okay, so you're very close. You said something about updating the car's software, the line software which your car runs on, or the firmware that makes the car more secure, so that there are no vulnerabilities. Is that what you're trying to say? Okay, great. So, well done. Give yourselves a round of applause for answering the question. Okay, great. So thank you so much, everyone. I'm just going to take you all out of spotlight, but keep your cameras on. Everybody who has turned their cameras off, please turn it back on. So we have come to the end for today because of time management issues. Please, box squashers, Kogi, Kaduna, and Oyo, we apologize that we couldn't take your presentations today. We will start with your presentations tomorrow. And please, everybody, a lot of people did very well with time management today, but a couple did not. So please make sure that your presentation is within the time range, so I don't have to unmute my mic and tell you 1 minute more. And definitely do not spill over, okay? I hope to see every one of you tomorrow in high spirits and willing and ready to learn from everybody else. Thank you and bye, everyone.
Lord, help my destiny. Let someone invest in me. Like a $10, cause I wanna blow.
The new one today, close us.
That was many years ago. Yeah, I don't pray, Baba. I don't tire, Lord, when only heaven knows. So give me one hit song, Lord. Let me blow like Olamide. Give me one hit song, Lord. Pick me up like Adekunle Gold. Lord, I want to blow like See Me or Small Doctor. I hope you see me. So give me one hit song, Lord. Let me blow like Olamide.
They said you wouldn't make it so far, and ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the night you had to cry, 'cause you had never let it go inside. You worked real hard and you know exactly what you want and need. So believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul.